for some of the stars in the sky. These elusive stones were originally formed miles beneath the Earth's surface, each one born in a volcanic explosion, yet kept hidden for generations. It's a fact that for every 1-carat diamond at International Diamond Center, trained miners blasted through over 200 tons of rock, and skilled experts sifted through the rubble to find the highly sought-after rough diamonds. Then expert cutters spend untold hours shaping and polishing each stone, unlocking its beauty and fire and brilliance. From the hands of the craftsman direct to you, these magical stones are your piece of eternity. Precious, rare, unique, indestructible, and treasured all over the world. Oh, and the unbeatable prices at International Diamond Center? They're just a bonus. International Diamond Center. Uncompromising quality, unimaginable value. Altamont Springs, Mall at Millennia, and Waterford Lakes.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes, learn more about your favorite teams, and earn more, like unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and grocery stores. So enjoy the game, the meal, the show, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, March 24th, 2025. Lots to get to today, from Trump hates his portrait to Snow White bombs at the box office. And Impractical Joker star Joe Gatto allegations go viral. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Heidi-ho.
C-Lane is out. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Pretty good. Ready to start this week off on a high note.
Wow, you are really pumping me up here. You are.
Well, I was just, as I went to say it, I'm like, what's the high note? I think we're just
that sounded
here.
like somebody who had like a terrible weekend trying to come in with a little bit of excitement on a Monday.
No, it was a great weekend. I worked and also celebrated my girlfriend's dad's birthday yesterday. Great times. I did last night have one of those nightmares about work. So I think I'm I have this weird pressure over me to not screw up.
What was the nightmare? What, you screwed up in this nightmare version of work?
So we're here at HQ, and downstairs is a full-blown carnival, World Fair.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I called, no showed, but it was very weird because there I am at the fair and I'm like, I forgot to tell them, and the show's happening right now, and like I just couldn't get in touch with you guys to let you know that I wasn't going to be there, but the show was going on. I woke up very stressed out.
I love stuff like that because in your normal mind, you're like, all I have to do is go upstairs,
right?
And I can tell them.
I couldn't. I was surrounded by a Renaissance style fair for some reason. So I made sure to show up today, and I'm very excited for this week.
Usually with me, and I know this means something, like I know there is deep-seated internal problems going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Usually I'll be ready to start the broadcast, and you're next to me, and C-Lane's next to me, and we're like talking to somebody back at the station. We're doing a live remote, and the intro hits, doonsh, doonsh, and I'm ready, and then right when I get to say the first word, I go, ah!
Oh, and you can't talk?
Nothing comes out. And I'm
awful.
Like, and I look at you, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, ah! Oh, no, I'm not going to be able to hold down a job like this.
In the past, I have like blatantly cursed. And I can't find the dumb button, but Jack Bradshaw comes in like, what are you doing? So, at least our subconscious is still just radio ready all the time.
Yeah. We're radio people just like regular people. Here we are. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. This was on Josh's radar because, of course, he's a huge fan of the NHL, where this came from. That's right.
Love it.
The Anaheim Ducks were playing.
What?
And I must preface this with a few things. Number one, they said that this performance of the national anthem was so jarring that it threw off the teams that were playing the hockey game. Okay? It was so jarring.
That's a lot.
I agree.
The singer.
Big claim to say, like, hey, this was so shocking. When we hit the ice to play, all anybody could think of, they were all like ready for the radio live remote. Blah! Like that's what they did when they went out on the ice. And first we go to one of the players for the Ducks, I think, Trevor Zegras. And Trevor is going to tell us what he thought of things.
Anthem threw us off a little bit in the first, but once we recovered from that, we were back to our game.
He's the reason why.
He says the national anthem threw us off in the first, but once we recovered from that, everything was fine.
Sergeant Bruce Gusto the Conga.
Problem.
Pause.
It's a Marine Corps veteran is one thing. I put it out there, all right? Okay?
Simplify.
So because this was a world's first, I can only assume he is not singing. It is just on the conga.
Oh, boy, do I have something for you today, Sabrina. He's singing and playing the congas.
That would throw off my hockey game as well.
It's an interesting choice to have the congas as your national anthem, but I've got to turn the volume up on this a little bit. Excuse me here. Let me boost. Go over here.
Boost.
All right, now we're ready, I believe.
Sergeant Bruce Gusto the Conga.
On the conga. Yeah.
My God.
All right, quick note.
Was the NHL aware of his style?
I mean, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that he could pull this off. I have a djembe, which is kind of like one of those, little hand drums in the studio here with me.
Sure.
And there's a 0% chance that I could make a beat on that and sing at the same time. This guy's.
I feel like I could, but to be very clear, what's coming from my mouth and the beat via my hands, two different things.
Yes.
He is.
He's trying to do both.
There's barely any drums in the national anthem, but this is a fresh beat.
True. Jimi Hendrix was not really going out on a ledge when he did the national anthem at Woodstock. The guitar can do it. You could keep the melody to the national anthem all as well. The congas.
What's so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam.
Okay.
Rushing.
Right.
This is weird.
And bright stars.
Do you think the guy is doing this?
I'm impressed and so thrown off as well.
Gust is his name, all right? Gust.
Gust with a T?
Yeah, Gust, G-U-S-T, is the Star Spangled Banner conga player. And I got to wonder, did he think, this is going to be a great idea? People will love this. And then right when he started to play the national anthem of the congas, he goes, what was I thinking? Damn.
Too late.
Faster. Faster. Uh-huh.
For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed.
Thank God we weren't playing Canada.
And the rockets red wave, the bombs bursting in air.
The only people relieved are like Fergie and the historical worsts of national anthems.
Roseanne.
There was that one girl who dropped the F-bomb and was like, can I start over? And someone on the side of the stage was like, no, it's live.
It's live.
I'm
It's live
nervous.
right now. Yeah, he's rocking the congas. I'm not going to take that away from him.
And on pitch,
Yeah, Sea Witch says, first time I ever thought I could dance to the national anthem, which is so true. Like, right? There's a beat right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did he say fag was still there?
I hope not. Bring it home, buddy.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I'd like to announce I am following Rosie O'Donnell out of the United States of America. I will be moving. I mean,
Or you can Roseanne Barr it and grab your crotch.
I don't know. I got to do something after that. And look at the folks on chat. Love it. They love it. It's different. I like it.
I got to say, he nailed it. He brought something that the country has literally never seen before.
You know what's crazy? When I see somebody like this guy, what I say his name was? Gust. When I see somebody like Gust blow in and do the national anthem on the congas,
Just in the wind.
I think to myself, this is a talented guy doing a thing that I don't find impressive. That happens sometimes.
Excuse
you know,
me?
like it's like when somebody pops up and they're doing something, you're like, you are super talented. I just don't care about the thing that you're doing.
You don't like congas?
I like congas when Gloria Estefan is in front of them and when everybody can pretend like they're, you know, the greatest dancer ever for a couple of minutes. I dig it. I'm into it. But I'm not prepared when I got my nachos from the concession stand and I'm going to watch some NHL action.
Getting choked up. It's emotional.
Dying. I had 5.5 shots in the nose of the allergy stuff. And
That
still
seems like too much.
Yeah, I'm not bleeding though. So I got that going for me.
That's good.
There's pollen everywhere out there. It's a dangerous place. But there you go. Congratulations to Gust. He did it. They said it couldn't be done. They were probably right that it shouldn't be done. But it happened regardless. The Star Spangled Banner with congas. Congrats, sir. You did it. There you go.
No
All
words.
right.
Good job, Gust.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to speak through the show today, so there might be a little bit of a problem.
Just give me a keyword of the next topic, please.
The next topic, Snow White. Hit it.
Hi ho! Did you clear your throat yet?
I think I got it. Snow White falling short at the box office this weekend, or as every single outlet does it with some sort of pun, Snow White fainting at the box office. You get it, right?
Up to a sleepy start.
Yes, exactly,
Ooh,
Josh.
let me do one.
Yes.
Not the fairest of them all.
Yes, exactly, Sabrina. This is what we're looking at here. Number one at the box office in 1 billion theaters, a.k.a. 4,200, with $43 million this weekend. And here's what I told you on Thursday and Friday last week. I said, if Snow White scores in the 30s, it's like catastrophic, bad disaster. If it scores in the 40s, it will be bad, and they'll say, like, okay, it did better than expected, maybe. Or if it goes in the 50s, they'll be like, performing better than expected. But this came in on the low end of the 40s. It's not good. It was an expensive movie at $270 million. Who even knows how much it is at the end of the day, because they pull all these tricks with the numbers.
And they'll make up their numbers when they put it on Disney+.
It's not going to do it there, and there's not enough, I think, drive to watch this that it's going to pick it up at the global box office. But, and this is kind of a big but, even though this looks like a pile of crap.
Nice.
This is kind of a big but here. It seems like these movies sometimes, if you release them, and even if they're duds, they put out all the toys. They put out all that merch, and the merch sells and sells and sells and sells and sells, and they put that at the theme parks, and that sells all over the place. And slowly they try to eke their money back. But I don't know. The movie overall just didn't land with audiences here. Number 2 was something called Black Bag. I know nothing about that. $14 million at the box office. Captain America Brave New World somehow in week 6 is in the top 3, which is just insane. $4 million. Mickey 17 at number 4. And Mickey 17 is going to be on demand this week, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Speaking of on demand, I first thing after the show on Friday was watch Wicked.
Oh, wait, how would you think about that?
I loved it.
Oh, my God. Great.
Oh, my God. Nicole and I were just like, gravity.
Oh, God.
Holding space for it.
And
huh?
You're the last stage nerd to come on board with Wicked.
And I held off. And I'm like, I'm not going to rent it because I bet the next day it's going to pop up on the streaming service I already pay for. So I waited and waited. And as soon as we were done, I was like, I fully regret not watching it in theaters. I thought it was fantastic.
You know, we talked about when that came out how a lot of the shooting locations, they built those, and like the poppy fields with all the flowers and stuff, and all of that was real. It was a feat to pull it off. That was expensive too, though. But guess what?
What?
Sometimes you throw out a movie like this and the ladies show up. The guys all say it's woke, but then like Barbie, it doesn't matter because the ladies show up. They're half of the damn population. They're dragging their little kids with them and stuff, and the movies make bank. It did that with Wicked. It did that with Barbie at the box office. Snow White, R.I.P. Sorry, just did not add up. Novocaine rounding out the top 5, that movie about the guy who doesn't feel any pain. And number 6, and everybody should be talking about this today, number 6 is a movie that never, ever, ever should have been made.
Oh.
Number 6 is a movie with Robert De Niro in it, who, like, he's done some good things. I think Robert De Niro is a great actor. You talking to me? Meet the Parents, you know, Jack talked Thai very well. All of these things. Love me some Robert De Niro.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
But who thought it was a good idea to release Alto Nights, which only made $3 million this weekend, which features Robert De Niro cast alongside his other favorite actor, Robert De Niro. He's
did
two
like
gangsters.
Meet the Clumps?
Yes, he's two gangsters. He's like,
Crumps?
you're gonna be sleeping with the fishes, and then the camera pans over. He's like, you're gonna be sleeping with the fishes. Like,
this is something.
Two Robert De Niros did not pay off. Nobody cared about seeing that. It just barely beat out Looney Tunes. And should it have? I don't think so. But all over the place, Snow White getting hammered, panned. This is the kind of news reception.
For a time in a land far, far away, a lucrative film studio decided to remake one of its classics, but with a twist that some have labelled woke, others not woke enough.
Woke?
And spoiler alert, that studio did not live happily ever after.
Oh my God. That was one sentence.
All of the puns, all in one sentence. And I looked on YouTube. I was like, let me find a Snow White review. Snow White, it's even worse than I expected. Snow White, Disney's worst propaganda yet. Snow White is a crime against cinema. Snow White premiere bombs, loses hundreds of millions. Theaters empty.
Oh my God, we're hating.
Snow White, and I by the way, I didn't search Snow White bomb or anything. I just searched for Snow White. Snow White, the worst Disney movie I've ever seen. Disney humiliated after woke Snow White's huge flop at the box office. But it's officially a box office disaster for Rachel Zegler. Oh, the most absurd movie ever made. All over the board. Just completely drilled this movie. But, yeah, we'll see. Not a good opening weekend for Disney. And now we know what happens when you put out Snow White about 100 years after the first one goes out and you have a bunch of people talking about woke stuff or whatever, the box office numbers not what they were looking for. But that's not the story of the weekend, friend. R.I.P.
I know.
To George Foreman. I know. I cannot believe it. I'm sad as can be. I got to tell you, George Foreman was one of these celebrities when I was little who I always just thought he seemed like a really sweet guy.
I love his grill.
I liked him. I liked George Foreman. I liked his grill. Guess what? We had a George Foreman grill growing up. Did you have a George Foreman grill growing up, Sabrina?
We did not.
Oh, my God.
I think we maybe had something that was made to look like
what was going on with your father? What the hell is going on with him?
How dare you assume it was my dad?
He's the one who bought the knockoff name things. You couldn't get a regular George Foreman?
No. We went with something that was a little bit more affordable, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it worked just fine for what we needed it for.
Oh, you know what my dad got?
An actual grill. How about that?
My dad got the most embarrassing thing on the planet. Josh, did your parents have a George Foreman grill growing up?
No, I had one when I went to college, though.
Yeah, well, there it adds up. Those are they were lifesavers. As a kid, I could make my own burgers on it and stuff. It was a breakthrough.
Cool.
But my dad did the most embarrassing thing ever. George Foreman grill comes out. It's a phenomenon. Everybody buys one. I forgot how much money he made off it, but it was way more than he ever made in any fight ever. All of the fights put together. I think they had come out with this idea to do this grill, and it was going to be sort of revolutionary, and it's going to be cleaner way to cook, and the fat drips off it into this pan. And I believe they went to Hulk Hogan, and they were like,
"God, man, I was going to share that fact."
Too bad. And Hulk Hogan was like, "No, this is a stupid idea. I'm not doing the Hulkamania grill." And they said, "Hulk, trust us. It's going to be big." And he turns it down. And they go to George Foreman, and he goes, "I've got a lot of kids named George that I got to feed."
Oh, my God. That was the second fact. Unreal.
So, well, I hacked into your show prep.
It's like you did, man. My friend Doc, he's my fantasy football guru, and then we have the Deadpool stuff together, copy and pasted his text, and he's like, "My favorite thing about George Foreman, other than all his sons being named George Foreman, is that his entire second act was made possible because Hulk Hogan chose a juicer to endorse, leaving the grill for George."
What a dumb move. Dumb move, Hogan. I know you're out there somewhere. Dumb move. And George Foreman made the move on this that was the right one, and he made so much money. But my dad saw this phenomenon, and I don't know why. My father was not much of a cook other than inventing what he called the egger dogger, which was you take a hot dog bun and you put scrambled eggs in it. That's it. It's the end of the invention. But I loved him as a kid because I thought my dad made up this thing. Nobody else has ever done this before, right? And my dad could not cook many things, but he wanted to be grill dad very bad. And when the George Foreman grill came out, a little while after that, they made the dumbest thing in the world, which was like a grill size George Foreman. Do you guys remember this? Did you ever see this?
I don't think so.
No.
It was a George Foreman grill on a stand.
It's massive.
That way, like a full-size grill. And full-size George Foreman grill. And my dad had to have one of these. I don't even know if I'm seeing any of these in the pictures that are big enough. But it was like it was the biggest, dumbest George Foreman. And my dad would sit outside like he was regular grilling on the George Foreman grill. There's no cool smoke coming off of it.
And
There's
then you
nothing
have this
happening.
Giant grease trap that you have to
big ass grease trap. Yeah, it was like before the green egg was a thing. My dad was back there with the silver egg in the background, and it was truly embarrassing. But George Foreman, the king of the grill, the king of the ring, impressive guy. R.I.P. to Mr. Foreman. All right, when we come back, we have lots to get into on a busy Monday. We'll check in with our friend Amy Kaufelt from Fox 35. She'll be with us here in a bit on the show. We got to talk about, neither of you watch the Impractical Jokers show?
Oh, yeah. No, I've watched it, and it's now one of those, it's like ridiculousness for whatever channel that's on.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just
True TV or something.
On at the bar. It's you can watch it and just have it in the background. Very familiar.
Funny show.
Yeah.
I like it. I laughed many times at it. It's a funny show. But one of the guys who's was at the center of it all, and there was lots of questions about him leaving the show and stuff, now finds himself embroiled. A guy who doesn't look like he's full of scandals. Is that another story from the next episode?
You've done 3.5 so far.
I'll try to stay away from some more, but we got to talk about this because this all started with just some TikTok video. I want to try to figure out what happened here. We'll dive in deep and see what happens in that wormhole, rabbit hole. Either one. We'll go down them. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Someday Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you unclog the toilet?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now.
But until then, just tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Traffic slowing down through the city due to an accident westbound on I-4 at Amelia Street. The right lane's blocked there. There's a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound near Osceola Parkway. Traffic is still slowing down on I-4 before US 27 and after State Road 429. Watch out for a crash on Orange Avenue near Tap Vineland Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of the All-American, All-Native American sports legend, Jim Thorpe. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
If you need all the sports all the time, there's only one place to go this season. Tom's Watch Bar. Located on iDrive, Tom's offers more than 150 TVs plus rooftop views of Orlando and an extensive food and beverage menu. Make Tom's Watch Bar your sports headquarters.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to...
Why do you read that stuff?
I'm just checking my email.
I know, but you read all the BuzzFeed
stuff. I got an
stuff.
email from Sargento G.
Why?
Probably because I clicked something.
What did Sargento Cheese say?
They were talking about their aromas and nuttiness.
Are you going to get some Sargento cheese?
It's the cheese I buy shredded, yeah.
Wow.
They have buy one, get one.
This is kind of a big day.
Yeah. They didn't give me any coupons.
Anything else?
Not that I remember.
Okay. Well, you have yourself a great day.
It just started.
I know. See you later. Bye for now. Hello, everybody. School Mike. School Mike. School Mike is live.
How are you doing today? Check in, please. How are you doing? Let me know how you are. Where are you watching from? How was your weekend? Check in.
Company earns unlimited 2% cash back on all purchases with Capital One. That's serious business. So Steven at SandCloud got a serious business card, the Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One.
We used our 2% cash back to help build our retail presence.
Savvy, Steven.
And we get big purchasing power, so our business can spend more and earn more.
The Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/SparkCashPlus.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool will be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey, powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Your journey starts here and ends, well, that's up to you. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of select new 2025 Sportage and 2025 Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Financing for 24 to 60 months from Kia Finance KF. Subject to credit approval by KF to well-qualified buyers for purchase of a new 2025 Sportage. Excludes hybrid PHEV or 2025 Sorento. $17.48 per month per 1,000 financed at 60 months. No down payment required. Subject to vehicle availability and dealer participation. Must take delivery by 4/30/25. Limited inventory available. See Kia dealer for available stock.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hi there. I've got a clogged drain.
A clogged brain? I have that sometimes.
No, a clogged drain.
Try yoga or drinking tea. Earl Grey is the best.
Earl Grey? No, I'm calling Frank A.
What do they know about tea?
When it comes to clogged drains and plumbing issues, you want a trustworthy, courteous technician that's dedicated to customer satisfaction. FrankGayServices.com.
What's up, everyone? It's Greg Rosenthal, and I'm teaming up with the king of spring, Daniel Jeremiah. He requires me to say that. We're going to be bringing you 40s and Free Agents, the only podcast you'll need this NFL draft season. Mock drafts to my top 101 free agents. We'll have it covered for you with all new episodes every Thursday, keeping you up to date as we head to the NFL draft. Listen to 40s and Free Agents on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow 40s and Free Agents and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese. Radio. Radio. 104.1.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
Quite a tale, quite a story. Quite an unsuspecting person to be involved in it. All of that coming up in just a minute here on the show. Email us at any time, tipsofthenewsjunkie.com, or send a dispatch on the website. Before we get into this Joe Gatto thing, I have to tell you, there was a chat message last week that did something that doesn't happen often. Well, it happens often in one way, in as much as, like, I'll get triggered by a chat message that I just think is dumb, just really dopey, and I'll go like, wow, how can a person function and pay bills and stuff and have that low of an IQ? And I'll dive on the football and go for it. But usually if it's some sort of like feedback, I don't go crazy and it doesn't get my attention. But somebody on chat on Friday said, this is embarrassing. People are watching you and you're absolutely hammered right now.
Again?
You're embarrassing yourself. No, this was from Friday.
Okay.
And when it happened, I said, and it like stopped me in my tracks. I go like, am I like, you ask yourself dumb questions, completely sober. I'm like, am I drunk now?
All of us were like, what are you talking about?
Do I sound hammered? What's going on here? And we got all the way through the show before kind of realizing, I don't know if it was Josh or somebody had sent an email or something where they said, oh, it might have been when you guys hit the dump button. And like when we hit the dump button here, the audio of the show has to catch up. So it will actually slow down the audio that you're hearing and make us sound different. And I went back to the video and just checked it out. And right when that guy tuned in, we had just hit the dump button, and all of us were like, yeah, holy cow, this is crazy. And I go, oh, my God. And this person dips after making the comment. And I said, they tuned in, thought we were all drunk idiots.
And that's the person who said something.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine all the people who don't even know how to contact us.
Or the rest of them are just like, once again, here we go. They can't keep it professional around here. So that's what that person was on about. And when I heard back, I was like, oh, I get it. That makes sense. Now, also, when I see stories out there over the years, doing this for a very long time, my alarm bells, my spidey senses for fake news, I would say they get pretty good, right? Like I can sniff out a hoax a mile away. I can tell you, hey, this doesn't seem right. I think these people are not being honest, blah, 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 blah. I think this story is fake news, but everybody's starting to pass it around. It's starting to get attention on all of the social medias, on Facebook, this one, on that one,
Instagram, Twitter,
on all of them. But I think it's fake. And for those of you watching, it's always good to watch the show on YouTube or Twitch. This is a story where they said a guy in China had to go to the hospital, had to be rushed to the emergency room. And the reason why was so stupid, I was like, I can't believe it. I don't believe that's true. They said his girlfriend's hand got stuck in his mouth. And
what?
As a result of this, he had to be rushed to the hospital in China.
Okay, well, I mean, lockjaw happens.
Mm-hmm,
it's usually not a fist.
It's not usually a fist. I'm trying to think about this.
Go ahead.
Could I even? I couldn't fit my fist in my mouth. It's just impossible. And I would never get there. But I might be able to get Courtney's fist in my mouth. Nice. I don't know.
Courtney, coming to the studio.
I've never tried this before, but immediately there's all sorts of red flags and alarm bells going off in the fake news world when I see the photo of this guy. And I'm going, there's no way. Like, you can't get your girlfriend's hand stuck in your mouth. I don't even think you can do it. Yeah, here. Hold on, Josh, take that. There you go. All right. So here is the alleged moment that he went to the hospital, and his girlfriend's hand is supposed to be allegedly stuck in his mouth. And I don't like the arm looks fake. It looks like a mannequin arm, but it's real. It's a real arm. And it's attached to this girl. But is it possible?
I think it's possible. This picture, though, kind of screams fake because she's not even at the wrist.
No, she's at it's just a fist that's stuck in his mouth.
I don't even think a full fist is there. Therefore, she should be able to just extend her fingers a little bit.
Yeah.
And remove her hand from his mouth.
Oh, the rough part about that is when she extends her fingers, it's going to hit that uvula thing.
Little dangling thing.
Then he's going to throw up her hand,
better
basically.
Than a hospital trip, if you ask me.
But are you buying this? I don't know if this could happen.
I think that it can happen. I don't buy this particular man's story.
I want to believe.
Have either of you ever had another person's hand in your mouth?
Probably.
Full fist, no.
I don't think I have. No. And I've experienced a lot of things. I've never had, I've had fingers in my mouth, obviously. You know, I'm a worldly man. But I've never had, like, the entirety of a fist just in my mouth. And so it's hard for me to imagine if this is real or not. But they say it's real.
Where I believe you want Josh Hart to try it. And I'm not.
I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of this.
My hands are too massive, you know.
To see, you would think I'd be the one to do this. Man requires medical attention after getting girlfriend's hand stuck in his mouth. All right, let's see if there's anything to this. Doctors at a hospital in China recently reported one of their most bizarre cases yet. a woman who had gotten her hand stuck in her boyfriend's mouth while trying to film a funny video. Clips and photos of the couple walking into the emergency room of a hospital have been doing the rounds on Chinese social media. And you guys didn't see this because you're not on Chinese social media, but I am. I'm there.
Oh, big fan.
The premise doesn't sound very intriguing, but what really attracted people's attention was the woman had her hand in the man's mouth. They were working on a video. Her hand was small enough to fit in, but then, whoop, she couldn't get it out of there, and they didn't know what to do. And they said doctors were obviously baffled by the couple until they heard their story. The woman said her boyfriend's face gradually turned red, and all her efforts to yank her hand free from his mouth were useless. He drooled continuously because he couldn't close his mouth, and his throat began to make a gurgling sound. To make matters worse, his teeth clamped down on her wrist because of his contracted muscles. And it felt like my hand was stuck in a meat grinder,
Play
she said.
the video.
I do have the video. You want to see?
Yes,
yes.
Let's see if this gives any kind of credibility to this. I'll explain it for everybody else. They're in the hospital. Woman's hand is in man's mouth.
Why they blurred out?
Crying or laughing?
I mean, he does look like he's struggling.
He does.
She's like leading him by the jaw.
She's pulling him through the hospital with her fist in his mouth, folks. All right? That's what's happening here. She's got her fist fully stuck in his mouth, and she's just dragging him along like she's pulling out a horse bit.
And guess who's getting a 6-figure check at the end of this? Not
somebody. The doctors rushed. They tried their best.
Cut
and
off
at the
her
end of the
hand.
day, they had to put them both down, unfortunately.
Oh, that's sad.
It's sad. But there's a lot of Chinese people, so
Okay, that was inappropriate.
They will recover. This is after about 20 minutes, Dr. Zhang gently rotated the girl's wrist, taking advantage of the sliding properties of the jaw joint to finally unjam it.
Giggity.
He later presented the case as a cautionary tale, warning people that forcing a jaw open can cause nerve damage or the dislocation of the jaw. We would add that you should not jam your fist into somebody's mouth just to make sure. Don't try it out, all right? It's stupid and dangerous. But I don't know. You think it's real? You think this is the real deal?
Yes.
It's so fake to me.
I think that there's probably some particular things about both of these people that led to this emergency.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that we could go to a porn website if we're not here in the state of Florida and find people not going to the hospital doing the same exact thing.
Is that a fetish, you think? It's got to be, right? Like,
Fist in the
it's
mouth? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's inevitable that that's
Come
a
on.
fetish out there somewhere. I have questions, but they all seem very inappropriate. So we'll slide on by this. We'll hear from you. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Didn't know this was a problem, but it is out there apparently. So I want to keep you all safe. Make sure everything's okay. Godspeed. Try to make it through your Monday. When we come back, we'll get into these allegations against the guy from Impractical Jokers. Not just one person is speaking out. Another one is, but are they crazy? Is there anything to this? We shall examine. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Today's going to be on the hot side. We're going to top out at 86 degrees after this mild morning. We'll see partly cloudy skies, and there may be a stray shower, even a thunderstorm across North Florida this evening. For tomorrow, we'll warm up into the lower 80s. There is a 30% chance for a couple of showers. Otherwise, the balance of the week will be warm and drier. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Hillsdale College.
At hillsdale.edu/Jesse, sign up for a free online learning course about the design and purpose of the Constitution. Our country needs more Americans who understand the Constitution. Learn more at hillsdale.edu/Jesse.
Ready to give up the bottle? Drinking too much and ready for a change? Dr. Robert Malpas with CNS Healthcare in Orlando is seeking adults ages 18 to 65 who regularly consume large amounts of alcohol alcohol to take part in a medication research study. If you're ready to make a change, call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100 today to learn more about this research study for those who desire to drink less. Or go to cnshealthcare.com to schedule a free consultation.
You know the biggest hassle with selling your home with the Nickley Group? Figuring out where to put the sofa in your new home, because your old home won't be on the market for long. TNG listings sell 2 times faster and for an average of 6% more. Why wait around hoping your home will sell in time for you to move into your new place? Trust the experts at the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty to get your home listed, shown, and sold. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today at thenickley.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Are you hiding your smile because of missing or damaged teeth? Solid Bite can help. With the latest techniques and technology, you'll be showing off your smile in no time. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now to receive your free booklet. 321-259-8000.
Best over-the-counter lidocaine product I've tried. Thank you, Blue Emu Lidocaine Pain Relief Cream. Other products containing lidocaine have done absolutely nothing to relieve pain in my foot. I strongly recommend Blue Emu Lidocaine Pain Relief Cream.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
On the show, love her. She's the best. And we'll get all updated on everything happening in the world, obviously, with Amy Kaufeld in a bit. Plus, we got to talk about, I didn't expect this, but this weekend there was all these allegations, or all these, I said. There were several allegations that popped up about one of the guys from Impractical Jokers, which is a show I've watched for a long time. I even went to see the live show they did when they went to the Hard Rock.
The Tenderloins?
Yeah, well, they're like, because they don't own Impractical Jokers, and so the name of their like improv group was the Tenderloins, and we went and saw them. But I gotta tell you, Courtney and I tied one on that night. So I have
surprise.
the vaguest recollection of what went down. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember being there. I remember that being a thing that was pretty enjoyable, I guess. But I've got a connection in ways with that show for a very long time, and we'll talk about that. I promise. We'll get to that here momentarily on the show. But I wanted to talk about this first, and it's up on See It Now because it's a visual, and I want you guys who are listening to see this. Trump is really mad. Trump is upset.
Oh, what happened, Donnie?
They unveiled a portrait of Trump, and he's right. It's bad. He thinks that the portrait was done bad on purpose. And
let me guess, liberal governor or something?
It's like was done by this person to take a shot at him. And it's not a good portrait. He's not wrong about that.
I mean, I think it looks like presidential portraits in the past.
No,
was it
this
supposed
one's
to make
bad.
him look more handsome or
It looks
something?
like a medieval painting. Like he's got like a sick little kid face almost.
He does. He has a little kid face, and it looks like. Did you guys ever know? I don't think this would be a thing that you guys are aware of. Do you know what garbage pail kids are?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. He looks like a garbage pail kid.
Showing
His
your age,
face
Sean.
looks like a garbage pail kid, which used to be these cards kids that we had when we were younger. And there would be like these like offensive things and like puking Tommy, and the little kid would be throwing up a bunch
it's
of
me, puking Tommy.
Hey,
I'm puking here.
And that's what the Trump portrait looks like. He looks like a puking Tommy type character, and it is bad. He's not wrong about this, but he's real mad. He's not happy about this. Trump said, nobody likes a bad picture or painting of themselves, but the one in Colorado in the state capitol put up by the governor, along with all the other presidents, was purposefully distorted to a level that even I perhaps have never seen before. He said, like, they did this on purpose. They distorted the photo of me. I'm not happy about this.
You're not
He
happy,
says,
man.
the artist also did President Obama. Good for you. And he looks wonderful, but the one on me is truly the worst. She must have lost her talent as she got older. In any event, I would much prefer not having a picture at all than having this one. But many people from Colorado have called and written to complain. In fact, they're actually angry about it. I'm speaking on their behalf to the radical left governor, Jared Polis. I don't know who this is, who is extremely weak on crime, and in particular with respect to Tren de Aragua, which practically took over Aurora. Oh, so this is in Colorado. Don't worry, we saved it, he says, to take it down. Jared should be ashamed of himself.
I gotta say, if you are trying to get him to take it down, I would maybe not include in the request all the terrible things you think about him.
He knows they're not going to take it down because these absolute monsters
They're going to make it
just
bigger.
did this to take a shot at him. I can't tell what in particular is not good, but it's like this, folks. For those of you listening today, you know when you go into Madame Tussauds, the museum, when you walk around and you see like Pitbull and you go, whoa, look at Pitbull, holy cow. And you see Katy Perry and you're like, let me give it a squeeze. And then you go through the room and you see like all of these different characters in Madame Tussauds, like, you know, a line or like, you know, collection. And then you see one and it gives you that weird uncanny valley thing. You're like, ugh. This one doesn't look right. That's what's going on with this painting. Something's a little amiss, a little off here. And Trump doesn't like it one bit, he said.
You know what it is?
What?
He's not tanning it.
Oh, he's not. That's true.
This looks like his probably without any sort of lotion or sun bath.
Which is a strange move because if there were some crazy leftist weirdos and they wanted to get at him, they would normally go oranger.
Oh,
they would
this is bothering him.
More spray tan. But you're right about that. He looks like he's melded his infant self with his adult self. And it's up for you to take a look. Go check it out over on thenewsjunkie.com. Angel says he thinks he's the most handsome on the planet. Then when he really sees himself, oh, come on. It's not good. It's not flattering to him. And I did see him on the I was going to say the campaign trail, but that's not really a thing anymore. He's just out doing speeches. So I did see a speech with Trump not long ago, and there was a group of women, just women, in like their 60s or 70s. And I'm telling you, these ladies were like,
ready.
They were like fanning themselves, like, oh God. So some older ladies might be into this. I don't know. I mean, you might not be, but he doesn't like the painting. That's the truth at the end of the day. And I guess you don't have to like sit for these or anything. What a time to be alive, man. What a time to be alive.
People used to sit for hours.
I know. They used to make you
time.
Sit on some couch or some set somewhere and then pose, and then they would like take the photo and try to make something.
He didn't even have a problem with the, was it worldwide or just nationwide tour of a giant baby version of him in a diaper?
Yeah.
That did not portray him in a great light.
That wasn't official, I guess.
He has more of a problem with this.
This he doesn't like. He's not a fan, which I know what that's like. I know you get like promo photos back sometimes.
Of my life.
You get some, or I'll see there's an event going on, and they're like, the news junkie's going to be at this event, and I'll see the photo they used to me. I'll be like, what is that?
Yep.
What the hell is you?
And now I'm seeing it on social media, so it's already out there.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, what is?
Sounds good.
Commentary is going on. It's not a great idea. All right, let's go over to you. Let's work in one dispatch real quick to start things off here on a lovely Monday. Here's Muffmouth with a dispatch. Muffmouth is very upset that we came after this person who was doing the national anthem with congas. Look, Josh is the one that found this story, all right?
You're welcome.
I just saw it and thought, that's interesting. Here we go.
What's going down, junkies? You know, Sean, the only reason why you have the balls to talk crap about this conga player, okay, is because C-Lane's not there.
Mm-hmm.
All right? He is the drummer.
Drunken drummer.
What do you call representative, or as Hilaria says, a representative for all drummers out there. And he would stand up to you and say that this guy did a great job. I mean, you know how hard it is to sing and play congas at the
It's
same
hard.
time?
I gave him credit.
Okay. You're only talking crap because C-Lane's not there. Lame.
All right. Thank you, Muffmouth. Appreciate the dispatch. If you missed that, go back to the podcast in the beginning of the show. What we're going to do, I'll put these Impractical Joker allegation stories, all the details, a full-on roundup to the side. We'll get to that. We got to talk to Amy Kaufeld first. And it's like our official start to the week. So we'll do that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's like a text message with your voice. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic slowing down through the city due to an accident westbound on I-4 near Amelia Street. The right lane's being affected. There's an accident on Town Center Boulevard at Orange Blossom Trail. A crash on Orange Avenue at Tap Vineland Road. Traffic slowing down in your usual areas this afternoon on I-4 through that Champions Gate area and through that Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Hillsdale College.
At hillsdale.edu/Jesse, sign up for a free online learning course about the design and purpose of the Constitution. Our country needs more Americans who understand the Constitution. Learn more at hillsdale.edu/Jesse.
Folks, if you're a homeowner, first of all, good for you. And now it's on you to protect your things. You got to make sure that you're taking care of your house. It's a big investment. And the big things that matter the most are your appliances and mostly your air conditioner, right? And when something goes wrong, it can be tempting to, I'll try to save some money. I'll just YouTube the problem. I'll fix it. Over at Mills Air, they see that go south all the time. You need one of their experts. They are the best of the best. And they have worked with every single kind of air conditioner you could think of. Their techs have the most experience. They are going to keep you cool. During the spring, during the summer, Mills Air has your back. They can service any brand out there, so don't worry about that. But they're a Carrier factory-authorized dealer. And you could always turn to the experts at Carrier. You can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Seriously, great company, going to treat you right, going to do right by you. When you have a problem with your AC, you might be thinking, oh, no, who do I call on this one? Mills Air, 407-277-1159. 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hi, I've got a circuit breaker that keeps popping.
Okay, let me go online to get you scheduled.
That's great. Come on, what kind of a low-tech operation is this?
Here we go.
You've got mail. I should have called Frank Gay.
When you have an electrical problem, you want a licensed and insured technician with the latest tools and technology to complete the job right. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
You've heard me talk about the wonderful windows and doors at Renewal by Andersen and what a difference they can make for your home. But why just take my word for it when you can hear from Chelsea from Renewal by Andersen herself?
Thanks, Deborah. Renewal by Andersen's custom-built, energy-efficient Acclaim Impact windows and doors will not only enhance the beauty and value of your home, but also increase your comfort. Plus, these windows and doors are made to reduce outside noise, creating more peaceful living environment.
So make sure you take advantage of Renewal by Andersen's 31-day spring sale. Chelsea, what are you offering for the month of March?
We're excited to offer buy one, get one 40% off windows and patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months.
Bonus, first 50 callers save an additional $25 per window.
Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613. Restrictions apply.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese. Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. If it's important to you, it's on, and probably being mocked by.
Fell from Fox 35 momentarily, I believe. And I got to tell you something before this. Courtney called me the most offensive thing I've ever been called last night. True story. She called me the most offensive name that I've ever been called in my life.
Is it radio safe?
Barely, but we were watching some movie, and as like the plot is unfolding and stuff, Courtney goes, the person goes, "I'm an orphan," you know, the person who's in the movie, and Courtney's like, "You're an orphan," and I said, I said,
technically,
well,
yeah.
I guess, yeah. Like, an orphan is when your parents die, and my parents are indeed dead.
And when the sun will come out tomorrow.
And so I guess I'm an orphan. And she gets quiet and she just starts thinking for a second. And she looks at me and she goes, "You're an orphan bastard."
What?
I said, well, technically you're right, because my mother was pregnant with me before my parents married.
Ooh.
And so technically I am indeed a bastard and an orphan. But
I thought bastard was from like another, like it was a side chick kid.
It could be.
Bastard means just unmarried?
I think it's like out of wedlock child.
It's technically if you don't know your father, I think, but
Well, you knew your father pretty well.
you're like a
Orphan
technical bastard.
But just to have a human being look over at you and say, "You're an orphan bastard," it was just like double whammy, shot to the heart,
But it's
unbelievable.
facts.
I couldn't combat it. I'll tell you that, Sabrina. She said it, and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. What am I to do with this? I don't know what to tell you." It's like, I am indeed an orphan bastard, I guess, and we'll have to see what's next. I don't know. She's always got something cooking up in that bizarre mind of hers. All right, we're working on connecting with our friend Amy Kaufelt from Fox 35. Josh is feverishly pushing buttons and hitting things, and
So she's in a. I just text you the update.
Yeah. Oh,
sorry. They're in a new spot, and so.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Any second now.
No worries. When she comes through, we'll talk to her and have a conversation with the lovely Amy Kaufelt. But yeah, calling me that I thought was a little bit over the line, but I have very little power left in the relationship. It's just dwindled down to nothingness. So
That's
I'm
sad.
trying to, yeah, it is. It is sad, Josh. But I'm just trying to pick my battles where I can and utilize my time in the best way I think possible.
I'm trying to find some like phrases that you can call Courtney back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she's not a bastard.
No, she's
and
not.
She's not an orphan.
There was, it was like Mudblood
From Harry Potter?
from Harry Potter, but I thought there was more to that phrase.
Is that a muggle?
It's you're a wizard of muggle blood.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So there was like a whole, to do of it. That's what Draco said, and it sounded very insulting.
It's so funny how you can take words like that, and there's not enough built-in stuff. So when you say somebody's a mudblood, it sounds incredibly offensive. Yet
Actually,
there's
you're Mudblood. I am bastard in Harry Potter talk.
Oh, she texted me, "Oh my God, Sean Jesus." Well, I'm telling the truth. She just it dawned on her, and she realized this during this movie that we were watching.
What doesn't dawn on us, or maybe it just happens all the time too late, is that anything that happens in private with Sean, you have to give the preface of, do not share this on air.
Yeah, if you say don't share it
Because
on
if
air,
not, it's going to be a story.
I'll be a lockbox. If you tell me, "Hey, don't talk about this," there's no way I'm ever going to bring it up unless I make some terrible mistake, and for that I'll fall on all of the swords. Like if I forget and then I do it, I'll be like, "Oh my God!" But otherwise, yeah, it's kind of the default to go with it there. We're going to work in some of you and your dispatches in a moment here on the show. It's how you join us, and it's easy to do, friend. All you have to do is send a dispatch over to thenewsjunkie.com and fire yours off right now. Joe Gatto, he's one of the guys from Impractical Jokers. Last he landed on my radar, I'll tell you this. I am a big fan of the show Impractical Jokers. If you don't know what it is, it's a group of friends that prank each other. It's a reality type show on True TV. They have about a decade of really funny, good content. The funniest among them, in my opinion, was this guy, Joe Gatto, who just seemed to be willing to do anything and was really funny improving in the moment. Yeah, it's a different kind of humor. He is baldish, yes. There's another guy who's more bald than he is. Murr is, yes.
Oh, okay.
But he's baldish, and he was the guy to me that was just like the lead Impractical Joker, and I thought he was very, very funny, and he is. Now, I'll tell you, I saw his stand-up about 3 or 4 months ago.
Not so good?
It was terribly bad. Terribly bad. so bad you go into the YouTube comments and it's like, I went through this entire stand-up and didn't even smile once.
Oh.
This is the worst stand-up I've ever seen. Love him on Impractical Jokers, but this ain't it. You know, those kind of comments like crazy. And it was sort of a letdown because there's another guy on Impractical Jokers who is Sal, whatever his name is.
Volcano.
Sal Volcano. That's it. Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
And he did a stand-up, and it was funny. It was good. It was funny. I enjoyed it. I thought that one was a winner. But the Joe Gatto one was not great. And this is not great for him either. Some girl pops up on TikTok. I can't play you the video of her accusations because she curses in it. Unless you have that censored over there. If not,
I can give it a go.
Juicy B is this girl's username on TikTok. And she says that she was invited back to his hotel room, Joe Gatto from the Impractical Jokers hotel room, that he got her drunk. Initially, I don't think she claimed anything happened like illegally, but then she followed up and said she was sexually assaulted.
Now, I did see like her post, but it was, at least what she claimed is that she has been talking about this for quite some time, but it was her stitch of something that like prompted your celebrity story.
Oh, really?
And that's when it blew up. But I guess if you went to her profile, that she has made mention of this for quite some time.
Oh, really? I hadn't seen anything. Well, this was the first she was on my radar, obviously. But yeah, she pops up. She gives this story about how Joe Gatto invites her to his hotel room, gets her drunk and assaulted her. And then she shares a photo of like her butt cheek with some bruising, some apparent bruising on it. And obviously everything blows up for him. And I'm thinking, okay, let's try to dismantle this. Let's see what's going on here. And it could be the case that she's completely making this up, right? Like, okay, maybe she's making this up. Maybe the whole thing is fake and it's just somebody trying to go viral on TikTok. Then you go, or, here are the other possibilities that happen. His response to me made it kind of clear that he's not denying that he had sex with this 19-year-old, right? In his response, he says he used poor judgment. He says he's never assaulted anybody, would never assault anybody. Then he does my favorite thing. He's going to step back to focus on himself because he needs to find some personal growth here.
Classic.
And classic personal growth line. And he's going to try to have some accountability for this, I guess. But the crazy thing is this guy had already gone through some stuff, and he was almost divorced for a while and then just got back with his wife not that long ago. So this is probably throwing all of that up into the air and creating some more issues for him. So yeah, they claim that there was a hotel invite, blah, 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 blah. And now he's facing these allegations. Now, he won't be fired from Impractical Jokers because, spoiler alert, he's not on Impractical Jokers any longer. But there was a second person who had worked with him who said basically like he made uncomfortable jokes, that he asked for like back rubs and a couple of other things, like working with him was not a comfortable thing. So he's dealing with some blowout today.
Whoops.
We got our friend Amy Caulfield joining us. I don't know if we have her fully connected or not, Josh, but it looks like she's got
setting up.
Yeah, she's got plans. She's got ideas of conceptions of plans to be joining us on the show, and we'll be momentarily. Should I peek in or I don't know? Let me see.
You could.
Amy, can you hear us?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud.
Oh my
and
gosh.
clear.
So we're undergoing this building renovation and everything's a mess. And so I'm like in this new spot and like everybody's kind of doing crazy stuff.
I like
and
the blue. Hey,
there's
guy.
Casey. Say Casey.
Casey.
Say hi.
Hey there,
so
Casey.
Casey's like in here trying to help me. And anyway, it's a hot mess, but we're going to get there. It's going to be really cool when it's done.
And the shot looks awesome right now.
It does.
Does
Yeah.
it? I
I'll
don't know
take it.
about that.
You look good.
Okay.
You sound good.
I have a lot of makeup on. My gosh, I look like I took a spatula and just like whacked my face with makeup
You
today.
look great. Get out of here with this nonsense. What is it? This is the first time I've ever seen this, Amy. Amy's going to join us, and then she's going to roast herself. She's completely
terrible.
Ooh,
Casey told me
bulb.
to take my glasses off. He was like, I don't know if those glasses look good with the ring camera. You see the ring?
Yeah, a little bit. You look great though. I will say,
How are you? I missed you guys.
very good. We're hanging in there.
Miss
We
you
missed you
too.
as well. I know a light bulb just went off in Sabrina's head, and I've thought of this immediately when I said the word roast as well. But We have an event coming up.
Oh, don't ask her right here. What, you can't do it.
Well, you don't even know what I'm going to say. What are you doing? Let me get
busy.
there. So
there you go.
We have an event coming up in October, Amy. We're doing a big show at Plaza Live, and it's going to be the roast of Sean Wasson, a Halloween roast.
Oh my gosh! Can I roast you?
If you would like to, you would like to join in any capacity, we would love to have you out.
Send me the date.
Yeah.
Done.
We got to make something like that happen. The people would love that.
It'd be so fun. Wait, can Courtney be on stage with me while we roast you together? That'd be so fun.
I think that's a great idea as well.
She already started by calling me an orphan bastard last night. So yeah, it was just off and running in that direction, I would think. All right, let's talk about what's happening out there in the world, Amy Kaufeld. What has your attention today?
Oh, gosh, lots of stories today. You guys, we just got an update on this horrific case of abuse out of Tavares, Florida. So for those of your listeners who are not in the Central Florida area, this is a horrific abuse case that came out about a month ago. And the mother of this 10-year-old boy and the boyfriend of the mother showed up at a hospital with this child who had horrific injuries. Tavares police describe him as being covered from head to toe in bruises and other issues. Well, they've been showing pictures, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, from the house. In one of the pictures that they've shown, which is really just hard to look at, is a ladder on the ground in the garage. And what they believe happened, and he has a little brother who was able to attest to what happened to his big brother, that they strapped Xavier Williams to this ladder and then dropped dumbbells onto him.
Oh my God.
What? And it's a really horrific case. Sadly, this little boy did not survive. He hung on in the hospital for almost a month. And he just passed away on Friday evening. So the father of the child lived out of state. And so when the mother and the boyfriend were arrested, the father came in from out of state. And so the Tavares Police Department has been holding fundraisers to try to help the family. Obviously, now they're going to have a funeral for this child. But they also had this other little brother, and people have been sending toys and other things to help, this family. It's one of those stories that, it's just like hard to talk about.
Yeah.
So today, because the child died on Friday, the mother and the boyfriend were back in court, and they have upgraded the charges. So the charges were originally, I think, child neglect and abuse, and now the charges have been upgraded for both of them to second-degree murder.
Yeah.
Good. Rotten James.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones where you're not going to have, I don't think, a split in people who are hearing a story like this. I think everybody's going to universally agree, like, if we have things like, for instance, the death penalty, fight about it all you want. This seems like the very type of person that kind of thing is built for, like this is the worst of the worst, just monstrous people doing something to a young kid. Man, that's a tough one to hear. Yeah. But thank God, like obviously they've got the parents. This kid is not struggling anymore. God knows what this poor kid went through, but geez.
You can imagine too, Sean, like the guilt you would feel as the parent who's out of state, right? And circumstances aside, we don't know, why, parents were living in different states and the child was obviously with his mother. And usually when there's a custody dispute, right, the court almost always sides with the mother to send the children to live with mom. But you can just imagine the helplessness and the guilt that this poor father is feeling. And it's just one of those. And then you think too that the smaller child who I think may have also been abused, but was a witness to what happened to his big brother. Imagine the trauma.
Oh yeah.
And the PTSD for the rest of your life that you feel and experience. I mean, he's obviously, I think that the younger brother was 8 or 9, so old enough to know and comprehend and to remember.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the kid thing drives me nuts a lot of times when I hear stories like this. And I'll give you an example. I'm watching YouTube over the weekend, and I was watching something completely unrelated, and video ends and another one auto plays. There was a body cam video from somewhere from Florida, actually, where a father had gotten drunk and passed out in his car, and the cops showed up, and they take the kids out of the back seat. One was like 10 and one was like 5 years old. The cop, you see him going over and trying to speak with these kids. And then all I can think of is like, do something to another adult, right? I mean, that's one thing we can address. But when you do something like this to a child, you are just the worst kind of human being.
And it's not the first time. It's just finally they were caught.
That was just they got caught that time, right? So you think like, what else have they experienced or been witness to that, you know, is probably excruciating or traumatizing for them? I know it's just such a sad story.
Yeah.
Another crazy story from over the weekend that we're following up on today. You guys also saw the flames coming from behind the France pavilion in Epcot. Oh, it's terrible. I mean, nobody got hurt. Everything was fine, but like the video, it was crazy. What's that?
It was some big old flames. I don't know. I can't remember the last time we talked about a fire at Disney. At least
there was a ton of smoke in the photos I saw, and it really did look like things were spiraling out of control. But do we know what was happening?
It was a cooler. They said it was like a walk-in cooler, I guess, behind the French pavilion. And they said they did have to shut down one of the rides. I'm guessing probably that Ratatouille ride that's right there because it was so close in proximity. Yeah, there you go. You got the video up. I mean, that's a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
That's a lot of smoke. But we interviewed one lady who said that she was like, I'm out of here. But I also noticed in like a lot of the video, like, and my friend, who's one of our old traffic anchors, she sent me video. She was actually in the park when this happened with her kids. Oh, really? And like, I was shocked just how calm most people were. It's like they were almost like moving part of like
along.
Right? Like, did they think it was like part of an attraction? Like, oh, it's the new volcano ride, or I don't know, you know?
Can you imagine the firefighters actually get there and Ratatouille's on top of some guy's hat, just like, we forgot to turn the oven off. Sorry.
You know what the terrible thing is? When people are in Disney, they just assume always that everything's going to be okay, so they never panic, right? Like, so something bad starts happening, like, it'll be okay. I trust the authorities around here will take care of this Ratatouille problem, and it'll all sort itself out. So, looks like I got some damage.
All is good now. Everything's fine. Everything's good at Epcot. We did talk a little bit this morning, too, about the number of arrests that they had during spring break in Volusia County, specifically New Smyrna Beach, which is kind of like the hot spot right now for spring break. And 120 arrests overall. 12 of those were felonies. And then there were 20 juvenile arrests, so kids under 18. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Sheriff...
more.
Right. I know it's actually not bad in comparison to like how bad it's been in years past. But I feel like the crackdown message has really gotten out. But you guys remember that Sheriff Chetwood is like adamant that, you know, if you get busted and is a juvenile on our beaches, we will make your parents come and get you. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was like, he made that mom drive from, I forget, somewhere in Georgia, which isn't terribly far, but made her drive all the way from Georgia.
But it was day one of spring break. Like, I think they got there the night of, and 16-year-old was already in juvie.
Yeah. What do you do in that situation? The phone rings at the Caulfield household. Ring, ring. You pick it up.
They would never, first
Mom, Mom, I'm so sorry, but I got arrested on spring break. Do you tell them, guess what? You sit in a cell for a little while? You figure out, you like contemplate what you've done, or do you kick into mom mode and you go, I've got to go get them. I forgive them immediately.
I think I'd let them stew a little bit, personally. That's, you know.
That's the good
I don't
move.
know. Like stew. Yeah. Just sit there and stew for a couple of hours. You'll be fine. I don't know. I definitely would not like drive right over, I don't think.
Did you ever get in trouble on spring break, Amy?
Not that kind of trouble. But we did go to Mardi Gras, the real Mardi Gras.
Do not ask
over
any
spring break
follow-up questions, Sean.
The only follow-up questions I have is, were you partying for Mardi Gras?
Yeah, but not as hard as some of the people I saw. I have never seen like that. It was one, if you guys have ever been to Bourbon Street, you know that there is an unmistakable smell that comes from Bourbon Street. And it's like this disgusting combination of urine and vomit
and horse
and beer and trash. And it's just like, and then, you know, God bless them, these sanitation workers. Can you imagine that's your job, is to like hose down Bourbon Street every night to try to get rid of the smell? And it's just like, there's no getting rid of it.
Yeah.
So that will live with me forever. That was a one and done experience. I love New Orleans. I will not go back for Mardi Gras.
I'll tell you, Amy, the first time I went to New Orleans, I go, we're walking around Bourbon Street and stuff. And I go, must have just rained, because there's puddles all over the place. And then I realized, I was like, no, New Orleans perpetually has street juice. It's just like there's always like fluid of some sort everywhere, on every street, everywhere.
Yeah.
You could go outside and they'd be like, we're in the middle of the biggest drought that Louisiana has ever seen, and there's still street juice. It's still out there on the ground.
I've never heard that term, though.
Yeah.
Street juice. Oh, my.
It's something. And you don't, I've fallen into a little bit of street juice before. That's all.
You made a street juice angel, I believe.
I did.
Oh, that's really disgusting.
It's a bad move. And I got to
hope
tell you,
people aren't eating lunch while listening to this.
Oh, they are.
I don't know if you've ever heard this story, and I hate to be just completely dumping on her in this segment here, but if I did fall into some of that street juice, would have been totally screwed. Because when we were in London, Amy, I'm walking around with my lovely girlfriend Courtney, and as we're checking out stuff, there's a beautiful river. It's not that beautiful actually, but it's right in the middle of London. The bridge goes over it, all that stuff. And we're on a sightseeing.
It's the River Thames, right?
Yeah, the River Thames. Okay. And we're on a sightseeing tour, and we're looking at the River Thames. And the guy goes, "Come on down here." And we're going down this like little rocky path that leads to the River Thames. And the guy is behind me. I was first for some reason. And then Courtney is behind the guy. And each step is dramatically lower than the next, like 2 feet lower, 2 feet lower, 2 feet lower. And I'm wearing Converse, and I step on one of these steps, and I whoop, my feet, and I hit and fell down all of the steps, all the way down. And,
That's so embarrassing for Courtney.
And I plop, I plop into the River Thames, and
no, you didn't. You fell in the river.
I'll plop in, and I go like on the last step. I'm getting wet and I'm soaked, and I'm hurting, and I look back. No human being has ever laughed as hard as Courtney started to laugh in that moment. She looked at me and she goes, later she's like, "I'm so sorry. It was just so funny." It said, "You're like a cartoon bear or something, just flying over the steps." And I was like,
but that had to hurt so bad, Sean. Were you like in pain?
I was bad, and I like instantly had mildew on my pants. I have no idea. Like, I was covered in water, beat up, and she starts laughing and laughing, and then we get quiet in the black cab, and then she just starts laughing again. And then I'm laughing, and the cab driver's laughing.
Now he takes ramps.
And they kicked me out of England.
Takes ramps.
Yeah. It's a dangerous world out there.
That's too funny.
All right. Lord. It's always such a pleasure to spend
I love
any
you
time
guys.
with
Love you, Amy.
Love you too. Let me know about the roast. I'm excited.
Yeah. We'll get you all connected on that and see if we can make that work. But new setup is beautiful.
Yes, thank you, Casey.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds great.
It's not beautiful, but you're so sweet.
I like the lighting.
Someone's in the office like right next door, super loud. I don't know if you can hear that.
No,
it's like,
not at all.
There's no like audio proofing in here.
No, I'm telling you already, it's great, and it sounds beautiful in there. So excellent to talk to you. There she is, Amy Caulfield.
Love you.
Fox 35. Make sure you're starting off every single morning with the crew on GDO, no matter where you're at. This is the best news resource. It's the one that I use to see what's going on when I wake up every single morning. It's the one you need to use as well. You can go to fox35orlando.com for that each and every day, constantly updated. And we'll check in with Amy Caulfield next week on the show.
Thanks, Amy.
Quick break. When we come back, we'll go back into this Impractical Joker story because I think Sabrina has the audio so we can hear what this 19-year-old said. And I have some thoughts on this we weren't able to get into. So that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook.
Let's go, Mike. Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. I wonder if I'm going to take some heat for the Courtney shots. Should I call her? Hello? How am I being rude? I'm not making you seem like an asshole. Everybody loves you. You want me to say something nice about you? Oh boy. I made a huge mistake. Back momentarily. Hello, folks. How are we? Let's go, Mike. What do we think about this Impractical Joker story? Not a big deal or huge deal? He's done. He's over with. Yeah, I think he canceled the tour he was on. Joe Gatto did. And he's probably going to have some explaining to do in his marriage because he did not deny that this happened. But I'll tell you, the undeniable piece of information you should take away from this is that if you ever get famous, no matter what, do not invite 19-year-olds back to your hotel room. Okay? This is the big news. Don't do it. If you do, what do you think is going to happen? A 19-year-old Joe Gatto. Hello, Feral Kitten. Hello, Sean. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Dispatch Dan. Hello, Mark. The Stephapy. Weed consumer. Hello. John says probably done with the marriage for sure. Yeah, I mean, come on. So he stopped doing Impractical Jokers, I think, right after New Year's on 2023 or 2024, one of those years. He announced he wasn't doing the Impractical Joker show anymore, and he wanted to spend time with his family. And then he was split up with his wife at that time. I know that, right? Then, like, 8 months later, he says, hey, we're getting back together. We've repaired our relationship. The crazy thing is that would have been like at the same time that these allegations took place. So now your wife, who gives you a second chance, goes, what the hell, dude? What am I supposed to do with you here? And she's got a good argument, obviously. Don't be unfaithful. Trifling. Night Nurse says, yeah, they just reconciled in 2023. Yeah. This would just be about, does she want to give him another chance? Or does she want to get all that Impractical Joker's money and move off? Now, I know he's told a lot of stories. Like, I guess Joe Gatto told a story one time where he said the reason that he left the Impractical Jokers and that gig was because he came back from a tour one time and he was filming a whole lot and stuff. And his daughter came up to him and was like, Daddy, I love when you come to visit. And that, like, rocked his world. Blew his mind, rocked his world. Rocked his mind, blew his world. And he said, okay, I gotta slow down. But the funny thing is, after that, he just was doing nonstop comedy tour dates. So it was like, you're still staying busy. 2 minutes. Tesla stock is up. Hey, how's the market as a whole? When I looked before the show, pre-market trading Dow futures were up like 400 points. So I don't know what it's at now, but it was up pretty good for a while there. Although it's just like all these other things. Like when stuff is bad, market down, market down, market down, market down. Story after story after story. Everybody's shouting the end is nigh. Look, Trump is to blame, about all these different things. When stuff goes up, it seems like it's such a smaller news story. It's like bad news sells. And that's not new. I mean, that's been around forever, but give us some good news. iHeart is bombing? Oh, God. Don't tell me that. Hang on. Let's check together. Mr. Predicto, is iHeart stock actually bombing today?
It cannot be determined at this time.
Well, yes, it can. I can look right here. Excuse me. It can definitely be determined, Mr. Predicto. iHeart is at $1.75. It's only down a penny today. It was bombing earlier. But it's not bombing right now, to be fair. All right, folks, back in a minute. Hang tight.
And Jersey Mike's. Get tickets at realradio.fm/brew.
I'm Jennifer Garner. You may know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card because it makes everything we do even more rewarding. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. And unlimited double miles on every purchase means we earn more too. And when we travel, we get access to over 1,000 airport lounges. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
Get ready as iHeartRadio teams up with the ultimate countdown king.
It's Rick Dees, and here's this week's number one hit.
iHeartRadio and the Rick Dees Weekly Top 40 with 2 exclusive channels.
Catch this week's biggest hits as we count down to number one.
Listen to this week's biggest songs with Rick Dees and the Weekly Top 40.
Then you can hear all of my legendary countdowns from way back, all commercial free.
It's the soundtrack of your life.
Search me, Rick Dees, on your free iHeartRadio app and listen now.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is
and get more into the details about one of the stories floating around today that's getting a bunch of attention. The accusations against the guy, Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers. But we'll also get to some of your dispatches here. Send yours at thenewsjunkie.com. One thing that always stands out to me, I swear to God, and you can believe me or not, but when I see a story like this and I go, bottom line, it looks like the guy is a big star, famous dude out there, Practical Joker star, big on the stand-up tour circuit right now, and all these things going for him. Family man, right? Like he's got a child, he's got a wife that he's had some issues with, but I guess they've sort of reconciled their marriage and they've been back together.
I specifically remember seeing his TikTok pop up, and he was like with his, I believe, like teenage daughter, right? Like trying to figure out how it all works.
She's very young. I don't know how young she is, but she's a young girl, and she's a child. She might be 10, 12 or something. She was a little kid. Like she was a little kid when he was doing the show, and now obviously a handful of years have gone by since then. But the thing that I think about is I go, buddy, at the bottom line here, you at the very least had sex with a 19-year-old fan. And when I think about that, I'm like, okay, there's nothing illegal about just having sex with a 19-year-old fan. But what guy in his right mind does that? And like the thought of
a lot of guys.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if most guys would have sex with a 19-year-old when they're in like their 50s. Maybe Sean. A bunch would.
Maybe you would not. You would not. I'm not saying Sean, but there are a lot of guys in their 50s, if given the opportunity, would bang a 19-year-old.
I don't think most of them would. I'm telling you, I look at it as weird, honestly. My son is in his 20s, you know what I mean? Like, that would be very, very weird.
Yeah, too old for you.
Get out of here, too. That would be very weird. I look at that person, I go, we have zilch in common. You look like a little kid to me.
Right.
Not into it.
That's why we're not going to be talking during this exchange.
No, there's no sex going with a 19-year-old. Come on.
Bill Belichick's girlfriend. Go look it up.
What is she, 20-something?
She's like 23.
Okay, that's different, though. 23, 22 is a whole different world.
That's 2 years of a difference.
That's a big 2 years.
You're old enough to drink at that point.
Somebody in their 20s is a whole different thing than a 19-year-old. A 19-year-old is barely an adult. Still just a bumbling fool making their way through life. And it seems like a kid to me. again, there's nothing illegal about having sex with somebody if they're a consenting adult and they're over the age of 18. But it always seems weird to me. I'm like, why would one of these guys want to do that? And I'll tell you, I know that people like Mike Pence get made fun of. Mike Pence has a thing he's talked about before, the former vice president. And he said he would not be alone with any woman in a room that wasn't his wife. And a lot of people at that time made fun of him, and they're like, it's a religious Mike Pence, what a loser. And I thought, if you're really, really famous, you got to be very careful about stuff like this. If you go into a room with another human being, and you're the only two people in that room, and there's no cameras in that room, there is only two things that come out of that. Your story about what happened in that room and their story about what happened in that room. So even if you don't do anything, you're putting yourself in a bad situation by going into a room alone with somebody. I would never, are you kidding me? A 19-year-old girl alone in your hotel room? Dude, how are you doing that and not thinking this is going to end poorly? I would have been amazed that it got this long, because this allegedly happened in 2023, I guess. And this woman said she saw Joe Gatto, the guy from Impractical Jokers, and she ended up talking to him and taking a picture. Then she Instagrammed him. And when she Instagrams him, he responds. But all of her screenshots that show him responding are very, very mundane conversation. Nice to meet you as well. You should go to the show. I'm thinking about going to the show tonight. I got some tickets. Great. See you there. Put you on the VIP list. Come meet me. It'll be fun. It was all seemed like normal conversation. But here she is. Let's listen to her story.
I got sexually assaulted by Joe Gatto, the Impractical Joker. I'm so sorry. I was at work and I didn't think that was going to blow up. I've literally been posting about this for over a year. And I've been DMing celebrities, other people, trying to get my story out there. And one goddamn little TikTok that follows this little trend about a celebrity, then it blows up. And you guys don't believe me. Why do you think I was... Yeah.
What is all this noise that she's making?
I think it was
cereal bowl?
She's got one of those Yeti koozies where you screw the top on around the can.
All right,
and she's so angry.
Yeah, she's moving that around.
Assaulted by Joe Gatto, the Impractical Joker. I'm sorry if you don't want to believe it, but the people you idolize are not always going to be good. They're going to do things, and they're going to take advantage of people because of that. I'm not saying it was. I think some of it was my fault. I don't know how this works, but I just posted the proof. And I have not told you guys half of it.
All right, there she is, Juicy B on TikTok, talking about what happened in this case. Oh, it's like cycling through all sorts of other stuff after that audio played. There you go. And now you look at this and go, what does he do? He's doing the whole thing where he says, I'm taking some time off for some personal growth. I'm going to try to focus on being a better person. But he says he did not sexually assault her. He says she's making that up. When you say that, though, when you say hey, I made some poor decisions, but I did not sexually assault her, we know you banged the 19-year-old. That much is clear. Otherwise, you would have come out and said, 100%, I did not have sex with that woman. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. You would say that. But not doing that leads me to believe that they definitely had sex in that hotel room. Here's one of the stories about this. Let's see if they give us any more details. Here we go.
7, here's what's trending just before 7. Comedian Joe Gatto denies he sexually assaulted anyone, despite claims from a woman who posted a 10-minute video on TikTok.
Yeah, the woman, who was 19 at the time, claims that Gatto attacked her in September of 2023. She said she met the one-time host of Impractical Jokesters at a brunch. And Gatto invited her to see his comedy show that night. After that performance, the woman says she went to Gatto's hotel room and claims that's when he sexually assaulted her. Gatto released a statement to USA Today on Sunday that admits he used poor judgment, but said, quote, anyone who knows me at all knows full well I would not assault anyone. The 48-year-old had separated from his wife in 2022.
Dude, he's 48. You're 48 with a 19-year-old. And you could go back to the coach who Sabrina was talking about. It's weird, even if they're old enough. That's still a weird thing.
30-year difference.
That's a long. You gotta stay attracted to people around your age, otherwise it's weird. Okay, quick break. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
I will tell you right now. What's coming up on the next episode? The Pentagon is busy with their DEI sweep, and the latest oopsie is Golden Girl. Billy Ray Cyrus released a new song, and the reviews are in, including, and I quote, sounds fire on mute. Plus, you know you're old when Rockstar's previous cocaine budget, is just as much as his new old man hobby. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
That's got Mommy Winefest Girls Night Out written all
really?
With Bridgerton and those love scenes.
That's good to know. Go hang out at the exit.
Yep. That won't be creepy.
Oh, yeah. Fluff and wait. I'm going to fluff and wait.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, we have transitioned into some true spring weather. Kind of hot today, the high 86 degrees. There will be a chance for a couple of showers, even a thunderstorm, especially across North Florida this afternoon. Tomorrow, about a 30% chance across the Orlando region, highs in the lower 80s. And then for the rest of the week, rain-free conditions and continue to warm with low to mid 80s. Looking ahead to April, we may see 90 degrees by the first next week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Hillsdale College.
At clayandbuckforhillsdale.com, sign up for a free online learning course about the design and purpose of the Constitution. Our country needs more Americans who understand the Constitution. Learn more at clayandbuckforhillsdale.com.
The NBA playoffs are coming, and the Orlando Magic continue to fight for their spot. Catch all the action right here on your official home for the Orlando Magic. FM 96.9 The Game, presented by Renewal by Andersen.
At Renewal by Andersen, you can transform your home with high-quality replacement windows made with Fibrex, all delivered through a stress-free process. Call today for a limited-time offer. Superior products, exceptional service. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Are you hiding your smile because of missing or damaged teeth? Solid Bite can help. With the latest techniques and technology, you'll be showing off your smile in no time. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now to receive your free booklet. 321-259-8000.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America. Fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hear that? It's SpringFest savings calling your name at Lowe's. Get a free Select Ego 56-volt battery when you buy a Select Ego trimmer, blower, or mower. Lowe's, they help, you save. Valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just 1 visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. to restore your sex life in just one visit. Call now, 407-337-5569.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
of entertainment and beyond. We still got to get into something that went mega viral this weekend, which definitely is going to prompt the discussion on the show. Many things to go over. I did watch this weekend, and I'd forgotten about this story. There's a docuseries that Courtney and I sat down and watched about the trial of that Karen Reed lady.
Cannot wait. We blew through that this weekend, and trial part 2, Electric Boogaloo, is coming up.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a situation like that where you watch the docuseries and you go, ooh, this is all interesting and dramatic. And it's like, hey, there's another trial coming up in just a matter of days for this Karen Reed lady who...
And this documentary in particular was like, I mean, her documentary crew. They were all up in what her lawyers were doing. It seemed to be kind of from her point of view. And I know the Dateline piece that kind of blew up the story when it all happened was more, I would say, unbiased.
She's not likable, this lady. She is...
I'm fascinated, though, with the Boston of it all.
There's so many things. She's like, he's dead? Oh, that is terrible. I'm going to do a Vanity Fair interview tomorrow. And like, whoa, holy cow. Charlie on YouTube says, I saw him talking about older guys with younger girls. Isn't Courtney 10 years younger than him? Yes, Charlie. I was 33 when I met her, and she was 23. That's very different. That's what I'm saying. 19, if you're a grown-ass man, having a 19-year-old meet you in your hotel room is just in every measurable way a terrible idea. It's just so dumb. Even if you're like, everything's above board, I'm following all the right signals here, and there's nothing that I've said here that I feel like could be turned around. No way, dude. It's just a catastrophically bad idea. All right. Are you ready, Sabrina?
Ready, Sean.
Okay, here we go. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Okay, get the rosé.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Nailed it.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That's his website. And also you can get the process started of refinancing that beautiful home you own. Maybe buying your first dream home, doing some debt consolidation, looking to start a business or expand that business. You got to work with someone who's looking out for you, and it's That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the book. Compare your quote. That Mortgage Guy Don.
A good song.
33 years ago, 1992, a Chicago judge settled with this band's class action lawsuit. Milli Vanilli is right. It was on this day, 1992, the Milli Vanilli class action lawsuit. They approved cash rebates of up to, better be sitting, $3.
What?
Yeah. Money. To anyone proving they bought Milli Vanilli music before November 27th, 1990, the date the lip syncing died. And that scandal broke. So a whole $3 later. What is that?
Who is
with inflation?
the person?
I'm looking.
Who's the person after that who goes, they were lying to me. I must recoup some money for this.
$3 whole bucks?
Enough.
You got that album.
You could buy with that in 1990?
The album was a banger, number one. And half of the albums that you own, the people who are singing on that are not the people who you see as the front people for the band. Like, there's a lot of backup singers who do the heavy lifting.
I'm sure a lot of people wanted to get the $3.
$3 in 1990 has the same buying power as $7.51 today.
Look
so
at that.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
Think about 35 more years from now. That's going to be a whole $14 or something.
Yeah, hold on to it.
So we are in the midst of a very busy purging of the White House website, information pertaining to DEI, non-straight people or white people or anything along those lines. We had a couple headlines weeks ago about Enola Gay, which is a historic plane.
Yeah, dropped one of the nukes.
It said gay in it. They had to wipe that altogether. And then I guess there was a bit of a boo-boo because they wiped out one of the Golden Girls.
Oh, wait. What?
I'll explain.
One of the Golden Girls was on the White House website?
Oh, yeah. Here's a little early today alert for you, for your ear holes.
Thank you.
They have a business about honoring the troops, and that extends to Bay Arthur. B. Arthur. B? Bay.
B.
Bay.
B. Arthur, yeah.
And before the
I mean, if you were like in a relationship with her, you might call her Bay Arthur.
Baby.
Yeah.
Before the Golden Girls, she starred in the boundary-pushing Maude. And, of course, she had a small role in Star Wars Holiday Special, if you remember correctly. But before that, B. Arthur was a U.S. Marine in World War II.
Yep.
Arthur, then known as Bernice Frankel, enlisted in the Marine Corps in 1943. 5 days before, or after, rather, the organization began recruiting women in order to support the American war effort. So they had a whole page with her and all the great things that she did. She was promoted to private first class just a few months later. Then she transferred to the Motor Transport School in North Carolina, eventually working in non-combat roles as a driver and dispatcher. She did stuff for the military. They had a whole page. And then they scrubbed that because I guess that was too DEI for the website.
Did they, because a lot of these things people go, they scrubbed Jackie Robinson off the website. They cut this out, they cut that out. But then they end up going, whoops, and they put it back. Did they put B. Arthur back, or they're like, no,
from what I understand, they put her back.
Okay,
they put the page back up. So I'm just trying to figure out why it got scrubbed to begin with, because she was a woman, and
Maybe.
that was a story about being a woman. I am seeing something about someone was mistaken for a man at some point. Maybe that was
B.
the
Arthur?
case. Maybe because of the
that.
name. So.
No, I always remember the story about her was she was a badass like this. Like she was in the military and she like helped with some crazy technology invention or something. It was a wild story.
So let's take badass and crazy and just take ass out of that phrase. And I introduce to you Billy Ray Cyrus. His new song, Bad.
Oh, come on.
And
Give him a
looks like an
chance.
ass. All right. Please, if you could pull it up for me. New song
What's it called?
Ask. A-S-K.
All right. Maybe it's good, though. Josh, have you heard this?
No, I listen to good
Yeah.
country.
The last time we heard from Billy Ray, it was at the Liberty Ball for the inauguration, and they turned off his microphone and then eventually escorted him off stage.
All right,
But he does have this new song, Ask.
I'm gonna tell you a little story now.
Is this music video or just the song?
Just song.
Top of the mountain, got lost in the cloud. Only thing I learned, what goes up,
Wow.
down, drank from the fountain.
That's pretty bad.
It's really awful. Here's some comments so far. So we're just getting started.
It's only got 1.7 thousand views.
Sounds fire on mute. I don't remember this scene on The Walking Dead. And clear your throat and try again, Billy. So you can listen to Ask by Billy Ray Cyrus featuring Ben Burgess and Brandon Mann.
When I read the comments are like, wow, I love this song. Billy Ray is so amazing. Cool vibe. Easy listening and a great guide.
That's from
All these
William
things,
Ray.
Whenever I see that, I'm like, any one of us could start up a music career, because there are people who they hear that and they go, that was quite good.
Thank you. In that case, you can check out my SoundCloud, Sabrina Ambra, and with your Xbox. You've already heard it a million times.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And now just oh no, time is gone. So I'll just give you the boob tube, and I'm prepped for tomorrow.
Old news.
It'll be new news when I add some stuff to it. 29th season finale of The Bachelor. Craziest season yet that I've not had one juicy
Not on
story
my
about.
radar at all, yeah.
The Voice on NBC, series premiere of Hollywood Demons on Investigation Discovery, American Dad, 19th season finale. And you
What?
can catch
Wow.
Pedro Pascal on Kimmel. Follow your dreams. What?
American Dad's the same age as that girl that Joe Gatto had sex with.
Better believe it.
That's how you know you're doing something wrong.
Good
man.
Watching
morning,
Voice
USA.
I love that show, though. And follow your dreams. Me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. I too like that show. I don't think I've seen a new one in a very long time. I
haven't
know
either,
why.
but I did have the DVDs in high school.
Like if I'm somewhere at a hotel and I'm having
Waiting
a lazy
for that
day,
19-year-old to come.
and the 19-year-old's on the way, and I'm going, all right, here we go. Need something to occupy my time. I'll watch a binge session, as it were, of
That's
something
masturbation
like that.
for those of you new to the show.
I like to watch shows like that for like a big, long period of time, a binge time. But I don't just like seek out the new episodes. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's good.
19 seasons.
Oh yeah, 19 seasons of that show. Now, how long does that mean that Family Guy's been around for?
Forever.
Longer, obviously.
Since the
right?
late 90s, at least.
Holy cow. And The Simpsons is still out there and kicking it. Unbelievable. All right, quick break. When we come back, we have to talk about this thing that went so mega viral. I find it hard to believe that you guys didn't see it this weekend. Have you seen the influencers' morning routine video? Did you see that this
Yeah, I
weekend?
saw it.
I don't know if I did.
500 million views.
The buff black guy?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I
This
saw that.
ripped,
Talk
jacked
about
dude.
purging, binging.
This jacked dude. And he films his schedule from the jump, from morning time until the end of the day. And there's a reason why it has 500 million views. So we will talk about what's going on here and this sort of weird type of person that has emerged in 2025. And we'll talk about if you have anything. Like, do either of the two of you think you have anything in your morning routine where if people knew it, you'd go?
I have more than one thing.
Do you have more than one thing that you do every morning and people will go, what?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
But I
don't
guess
know
I'll
if
share
I
it
do.
when we come back.
All right, that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Download the all-new iHeartRadio app. Make Real Radio 104.1 number one on your presets, and you could win free stuff at upcoming events.
Two right lanes are blocked on Summerlin Boulevard southbound at La Vista Boulevard. Emergency crews are clearing up that accident on the beach line eastbound near Dallas.
Let's go, Mike. Everybody in chat, question for you. If you've seen this video, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, hang tight. We're going to talk about this incredibly viral video that is interesting to digest and discuss. I've got some things to say. But do you have anything in your morning routine every day that if people knew you did it, they go, wait, what? That's what you do each morning? Like, that's just part of your schedule. You wake up, you do X, you do Y, you do Z, and Y is really weird. If so, what is that thing? What is the weird thing that you do in your morning routine that people would maybe be shocked by? Let us know. I huffed a duster and a lippet, but never AC Freon. That's how you start your day, bub. All right? You wake up, you have a glass of water, you put your face down into an ice water bath, and then you rub a banana peel on your face, and right after that, garbage bag full of Freon, and you just huff it. Womp, 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 womp. That's living right there. Mr. Predicto, is huffing Freon a bad idea? Huffing Freon a bad idea?
There is no doubt.
He's right. Mr. Predicto's right about that. Don't huff Freon. But if you're going to. What's weird in your routine? My morning starts off inviting a random 19-year-old to my hotel room. You imagine that? Like, I think about, this is a weird sentence to say. I think about being in bed with a 19-year-old and, like, just chatting. Like, what's going on in your day? That person has very different concerns Like, is SpongeBob on later as opposed to yours? That doesn't do it for me. Amy says, anybody see the girls' basketball coach that pulled the ponytail? I've got that story in the pile, and we'll talk about that at some point. But this guy, this coach, I try to think about it afterwards and go, is there any way to defend this? Like, is there something that this coach could tell me? And then I'd say, oh, well, I didn't think about that. I didn't consider that. And actually, the coach wasn't wrong for pulling the ponytail. There's nothing. There's nothing that I could think of. It was a weird move. And her friend got her back real quick. Her friend's like, what the hell is happening here? Don't make fun of the fact that I didn't shave, please. Cat cuddles, turn off alarm, pee, change glasses, turn off outside lights. Put on bird TV? Tell me you don't put on bird TV for one of your cats. You just put it on random bird programming? Does the cat enjoy this? It must, right? Otherwise you're not doing it. They have TV for cats? Am I a bad cat owner in not putting this on for Junkie Cat? Junkie Cat has never once requested any sort of cat television. Junkie Cat doesn't even look at the TV. Lady and the cat, they do not, like, our animals do not even look at the TV. They pay no mind. It's borderline animal abuse to not show them television. I think like maybe a handful of times this has happened where lady will walk by the TV and see something and kind of look at it or react, or Piper will like jump up and like paw at the TV, but they don't seem to give a fuck about TV stuff. Your dog watches you design houses, Sun State John? That's odd. A lady will do this thing where she'll sit and just stare. If she's bored every once in a while she gets bored, she'll just sit and just stare. And you know how if you look at a dog, if you lock eyes with a dog, it'll hold for maybe 10 seconds and then they'll look away. And you pull an alpha move on them. Lady does not do that. She will stare at you into the depths of your soul for as long as you stare at her. She will not flinch. She will not look away. All right, coming back now. Here we go.
20129. That's wow to 20129.
Hey guys, it's Eliza. Get ready for me.
Eliza, the Get Ready Tour.
You know when you're eating and you take like one extra bite too much and you can feel yourself gain weight because your bra gets tight? I call it the thickening. Marriage is every morning for the rest of your life, waking up next to someone and having to hear a full report of how that person slept.
March 30th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. For tickets, go to hardrocktampa.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
Best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day, and we got more of your feedback coming through, which we'll get to with dispatches and emails here in just a second on the show. It doesn't get much more viral than this. I'm telling you, I saw this video just explode this weekend. There's like a 5% chance that you did not see this at some point in time.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
The video is some guy's routine. And I have to tell you, I take issue with everything in this video. Absolutely everything. There's this type of person that is sort of the antithesis of me, and they tell you, here's how to optimize your life. And I view it all as dumb, dumb. Like the guys, starts off, I wake up at 3:52 a.m. Why?
For funsies.
3:52 a.m. I guarantee you, if you wake up at 3:52 a.m. in the morning, there's a 0% chance you're staying up past 9 p.m. at night. So you're just
that power nap in or something like that.
I don't think this guy power naps, does he?
That's unproductive.
No, like everything about this guy is scheduled, and I think this is just absolute insanity. I am going to tell you something for those of you listening here and hanging out with us today. This guy is absolutely jacked. So it gives like credibility to what he's saying and what he's doing. He wakes up.
So many abs.
Yeah, he's got all of the muscles, every muscle that you could think of. He wakes up at 3:52 in the morning. Absolute insanity. Why are we talking about this? Well, not anymore. 684 million views. This video, 684 million views. So the guy films his routine in the morning. He wakes up at 3:52 a.m. He has one of these things on that is so nightmarish to me. It's my second no, where people sleep with the tape over their mouth.
Yeah, the mouth tape.
The mouth, so you breathe through your nose.
I know that sounds like I'm making a joke, but that's what they call it.
Yeah, like you put this tape over your mouth and you go to sleep and it makes you breathe through your nose. And he's got like one of those nose things that opens up your passages too. And this seems like a nightmare to me. I would literally wake up and be tied together and stuff and go, oh, yeah, that's right. I got duct tape over my mouth now.
I didn't find that to be the most nightmarish. It was the brand new, very expensive glass water bottle.
Yes.
That he uses to brush his teeth.
Yeah. Here's this morning. Peels off the tape off his mouth. He brushes his teeth. Normal so far. Pours a bottle of water.
Also, flag on the field real quick. BS on those times because you had to set up your phone in all the different angles, my dude.
Right. At 4 o'clock in the morning, he's up now. He's gonna. What does he do? Take a peek out the patio. He's on the patio at 4:01. Push-ups on the patio, baby.
A little fart.
All right, 4:38. He's just meditating or something. Then he's journaling. At 4:42, he loves this Saratoga water that he has. He's got these glass bottles of water. How much is a bottle of Saratoga water? Is it expensive?
They're like $2 something, I think, at Publix.
Their stock is up as a result of this. I kid you not. Like literally, the company has been printing money because this has gone bad viral.
We're going to be serious about the Lord's business.
Okay,
so really intense Bible study
at 5 in the morning,
screaming at you.
He's got a book. All right. He puts ice in a bowl and then pours another one of his expensive bottled waters in it. Ice bath at 5:49. 6 o'clock now. He's getting ready for the gym.
Compression socks, same.
All right, 6 o'clock. All his stuff is on. Loaded up. 6:23. He's going to the gym.
Set up the tripod to go into the elevator.
7:30.
This is so embarrassing.
You're not even up yet. He is now going into the pool.
This is where it's really funny to me. One part here.
I'm going to argue this is not an optimized schedule. This is not like you improving your life.
You get paid for it, man.
This man will die younger than me. Guarantee you. This man will die younger than I die. Guarantee you.
Bold word.
Waking up at 3 in the morning and doing all of this stuff.
People do that all the time.
It's literally killing people. It is literally, yes, it's worse than smoking.
Okay.
And
so now you're just making stuff up.
No, I'm not. A habit like this, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and going to do all these things, is like you need your sleep.
I'm sure he gets his sleep.
Sleep is so important. It's like number one on the list. You don't need to be doing all the things that he's doing here before 7 o'clock in the morning. All right, now he's going for a swim. Into the pool. Into the hot tub. They're just cleaning up at his place. 8:30, he's taking a shower.
Oh, we have the towel angle, thank God.
All right, now he's... Okay, that's a weird one.
What was that?
That was
at
a banana peel?
He rubs his face at 8:45 in the morning with a banana peel. He takes a banana, eats it, and then rubs the banana peel
I only thought
on his
those
face.
were used to spin out Wario behind me. But
Yeah, this is also used for sexy skin, I guess. You rub the banana peel on yourself, and that's a win somehow. He's been up for 5 hours.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
Doing some corporate calls or something.
Yeah, what is his job?
we don't need to know anymore, but at least 10,000.
9:15, he's got some woman making a breakfast here because this is not him.
Nice.
Bacon and eggs, avocado toast.
Thank you.
And there you go. Now
And
his day is on.
Saratoga Springs.
Logo front.
Another Saratoga Springs water because that's clearly the money source here. 684 million views. Bro, your whole schedule is bunk.
I'm going to do the same exact video with the... We're going to change some things out.
Yours is very different.
I do
think.
wake up very early.
What time are you getting up? You're not getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I know that.
But I had a kick for a while. I was waking up at 5.
Woo!
By accident.
All right. That's quite early, 5 o'clock in the morning. What's the weird thing that you do, like this guy's banana peel thing that stands out? And
I don't
as
know.
people hear this, they'll go,
I got to really think about it. It's more organization stuff, but
most
so
of-
unnecessary sometimes.
For me, most of my morning is like I wake up, I get a big giant drink of water, and I grab my laptop, and it's almost all show prep until it becomes shower time. But like shower time and all the other stuff that's not show prep in my mornings, starting at about 8 o'clock, it only takes up, shower time is like 15 minutes. This guy was like, there's so many steps here.
Well, he
has
had
a lot
3
more
ice
muscles than
baths.
you. And
He has more muscles, yes, but number one, are his muscles functional, or is this just
Are
for show?
they functional? What?
Yeah,
kind of-
yeah.
Yeah, they're functional.
A guy with big muscles is not a guy that can fight.
Technically,
Those two are not.
we
here we
only
go.
saw him do a handful of push-ups, and then he ran and swam for a little bit. So,
But the
and then
timestamp.
10,000, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure the guy is a fitness freak and he's in great shape and all that. But is it functional, or is it just for showing off? Like, here's my pecs, here's what I look like without a shirt on. I think that this seems like a disaster schedule to me. And that's probably why this has caused such an uproar online. And people saying, I'm not saying this doesn't take discipline. I'm a lot more impressed by the dad of 2 kids who meal preps on Sunday and gets to the gym 5 to 6 days a week while working a full-time job. What you showed me here is a dude with no responsibilities rubbing a banana peel on his face. True. I as well would be way more impressed with a parent that wakes up, gets all their kids ready for school, sends them off, gets them a little packed lunch. They're off and on their way.
Well, not everyone has children.
And then continues on with like a productive morning. And like half of this stuff was nonsense.
Of course it was, because the real world does not even allow you the time to edit down that video and put the camera in all the places and have someone cook you breakfast with beautiful nails. However,
Right.
this video is now going to pay for all of that stuff again.
I would think so. That's a lot
So
of attention for a water
I will
company.
be working
Yeah.
on mine. Just give me like 2 weeks.
You guys are just haters.
Somebody says, this S is easy when you have zero responsibility and live in a cheap apartment. Nothing impressive here. Everybody said the same thing. Show me a video of a mother waking up at 5:30, prepping their children
Sounds
meals
like
and clothes.
haters.
I agree. I think like this is a person who doesn't have enough actual stuff to do in his day. Because if you have actual stuff to do in your day, you got to sleep.
No
you gotta
way.
sleep.
Are you kidding
And
me?
then-
He locked him in for 10,000, bro.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Totally real work
Legit.
combo.
That's
that
all
is
you gotta
happening
do.
there.
10,000.
Totally real. I don't buy it for a moment. There's so many different things about this that were dopey, but what do you have in your morning routine that would stand out that people will go, what?
Dry heave over the litter box.
That's not healthy either.
I
You don't wanna
literally
be doing
screamed out. I bet I could pull the cat cam footage where I'm like, how do you guys S this much? I just cleaned this.
They're keeping you on your toes.
Got to get the litter robot.
I would do the
Josh-
same with my human babies in the future.
What about you, Josh? Do you have something in your morning routine where it's if people heard it, they'd go, "What? What's this guy doing?"
Every Monday through Friday at the same time, I have a Zoom meeting with John Bustecker.
All right. Okay. What time is that?
It's about 9 a.m.
Okay, that's fine. 9 is when stuff starts.
Yeah, it's after my push-ups and morning swim and run and 3 ice baths and locking it in for 10,000.
If you tell me, and I'm not directing this at either of you, okay? This is
It's going to
just
sound like it, though, Josh.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm saying, if you tell me, it's a statement that I hear so often from people who are like this guy. I get more done before 9 o'clock than you do in an entire day.
Oh, same. I absolutely do. I think any time after 3 o'clock, I'm less productive, but in the morning, I am good to go.
3 o'clock is fine. But if you are telling me, if you say, Sean, I get more done before 9 o'clock than you do in an entire day, I say, you must be a loser. There's just no way that
you're saying that. What's the loser part? Getting more done before 9? The loser part is
if you say you get so much done before 9 o'clock, I'm saying I think this guy does everything in the morning and then just coasts through his day.
I am
I don't think he does
totally
anything
cool
after
with
that.
That is, I
Not
guess I'm a
productive.
loser, but it's productive to me. I get a lot done in the mornings.
It's called locking in. You should try it.
No, this is not locked in. I'm locked in. All right. Hardest thing I had to do this morning, wake up and go, I guess we got to do the show.
Okay.
And
that's very inspiring. Thank you.
The temptation to not do the show is there. I fought that off. I fought off that temptation.
I think like I had some sort of intuition when that happened at the exact moment, because I'm like, I don't know how it's been so long to put the best of in. I think it would be the same segment over and over again. But I had a feeling something came over me where I'm like, Sean's going to text us.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do it this morning. Powered right through that. That's how my morning worked. And also, today was one of the mornings where I do something that is, I would just say, way more dangerous than anything this guy did in his entire day.
What's that, orphan?
Orphan bastard to you, okay?
Every day you wake up as an orphan bastard is more dangerous.
I do. Today was one of the days I do every other day. In the shower, I'll wash the bottom of my feet. I'll just say,
Sean, I mean,
it's dangerous. It's an incredibly dangerous, because I have like a rock floor shower that I use.
Yeah, but you have that chair that you can also use to poop in the shower.
I don't have a poop chair. I don't know what that is.
Sean has a poop chair.
I get in there, I wash the bottom of my feet, which is so dangerous because you could do the whoop, 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 your feet are sliding out from under you. I risk my life on a morning like this. I have no breakfast because why? I'm an adult now. I eat after the show. That's when I start eating for my day. I don't do any of these things. It really is just dopey. MFQ says, Sean does those vocal warm-ups. That's kind of strange. That's just part of the job, dude.
Maybe do them this morning.
I do them right before the microphone kicks on. I scream a lot. There's a lot of screaming.
Snort that allergy medicine.
I get the allergy meds going. I had to take another hit of that during the break. You can see I'm good now. It's all being fought away. It's all good to go.
You're going a little cockeyed, though. I got to be honest.
I don't think so. Am I? No, I'm good.
Look at the camera?
Yeah.
So look straight. Both eyes in the camera.
I am looking both eyes in the camera. It's not cockeyed. Quick break, okay? Tell us your weird thing that you have in your morning schedule that people would be very put off by. I know you've got something. So go send a dispatch right now. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Actually, let's work in one of these. Here's Simply Jeremy talking about Joe Gatto from the Impractical Jokers. I said, you're a grown man. Even if all was going well and you're like, I'm dotting my I's and crossing my T's, I'm going to make sure that I'm the most consensual, consenting consenter that there ever was in Consentville. Even if you're doing all those. Having sex with a 19-year-old is nutso. Crazy move.
People do it all the time. One of the most popular porn genres is barely legal.
Watch somebody else do it then. But as a grown adult, having sex with a 19-year-old is so many things that I should say, that I should not say, honestly, that are inappropriate here. But 19-year-olds have no idea what they're doing in the bedroom, number one. A 19-year-old is a kid, basically. You just graduated out of kid territory. They don't know what they're doing in the bedroom. They're not making good decisions in their life, obviously. And did she show up at his hotel and seemingly want to take part in all of these things? Yes, but she's 19, Joe Gatto. What the hell, man? Here's Simply Jeremy.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Simply Jeremy here. So I have a daughter that is 25 years old. Now, I can see a young, 20-something-year-old chick and be like, yeah, she's a very pretty girl, very good-looking girl.
Mm-hmm.
But there ain't no way in hell I would ever think about doing something like that with someone that young. Are you kidding me? My daughters would kill me.
Yeah, if you have a sexual partner, a girlfriend, a fling that is older than your own daughter, weird move. It's just a weird move.
You mean younger than your own daughter?
I mean younger. If you have somebody, if that sounded very bad.
Yes,
Hold on.
Yes, it did.
Hold on.
Your girlfriend should always be younger than your daughter, bro.
Hang on. Let me
High school
rephrase.
girls, am I right?
All right. So if you are having a relationship of any kind with somebody who is younger than your daughter, I don't know how that doesn't weird you out. If you have a daughter who's 20 or 21 and then you're having sex with a 19-year-old, yeah. How is that not weirding you out? It's weirding me out. It's weirding Simply Jeremy
Dad,
out.
you're so weird. I mean, no, absolutely, positively not. If I'm 43, I think 35 maybe would be the youngest that I could be with, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of me having a lot in common with anything younger, but no way. I've got daughters, no way. And if a 43-year-old dude was trying to hook up with my freaking 25-year-old daughter, I'd kick his dang head in.
Oh, that'd be weird.
Just saying.
That would be strange.
Listen, you guys are, totally a lot of other men would agree with you and are outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
The men who are not talking right now, totally down to bang a 19-year-old. Even date. It is more common than you think.
I am not dumb enough to think that there aren't guys who'd be like, oh, 19? Hell yeah, brother. And that's fine-ish. I just think it is it's an indicator like that guy's morning routine. It's an indicator to me that you're making terrible decisions in your life. If you want to be with a younger woman, find a woman who's 21. At least they can drink, and at least they're more into the adult world. It's still not going to work out over time because when you're sitting there talking about, you're like, the mortgage coming up in a couple of days, and she's like, can we watch SpongeBob? You're going to have the crossover is weird.
19-year-olds aren't watching SpongeBob.
When I started dating Courtney, she was watching SpongeBob.
Okay, time to go to break, man. I'm
out of context.
What?
If you don't know the actual ages, that sounds so bad.
All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll...
A quick, long, silent think about what just happened break.
All right. When we come back, we got to talk about something in the world of sports. We're big on sports around here.
Right.
And something in the world of sports that happened, I don't know if you guys saw this, but we'll go over it. A basketball coach got fired this weekend because of something that he did to one of his players. And when I watched the video, I was trying like hell to go, wait, is there another reason why this happened? Like, what's the excuse as to why this happened? It's a weird one. We'll get into what went down. That is coming up next. Let's go, Mike. Gentlemen, are you with me on this? What is the youngest woman you would consider dating? And what is your age? What is your age and the youngest woman you would consider dating? 19 is craziness. The difference between 19 and 21 is massive. 19 is craziness. You invited a 19-year-old with a nose ring back to your hotel room. Are you surprised that she said it's my time to shine and she's got a TikTok video that's viral now? You shouldn't be. 19 is crazy. 21? 22? Ryan says Sean needs to talk geopolitical world issues after sex. I don't know that I need that, but I think let's say you're sitting there. You just had sex, so all of like the physical stuff that interests you is done. Think about like if you wrote down your 10 things that interest you, and the 19-year-old wrote down her 10 things that interest her. Is there any overlap? Is there any? At least the 21-year-old's going to be like, drinking? Hell yeah, I like that. I like to party. And you're like, okay, well, we got some crossover here. And it makes you feel young. But 19, no. 36, Bernie Hammer said. I was on 36 and I wouldn't go lower than 25 to 26. Yeah, 10 years. I say 10 years because my partner is 10 years younger than me, exactly, almost exactly. And she lets me know when we're in the time period when it's a 10-year difference. But more than that, it starts to go wild. My father was 10 years older than my mother. Totally normal. When one of you is 35 and one of you is 45. Totally normal when one of you is 35 and one of you is 25. Not that crazy there. But when one of you is 29 and one of you is 19, that's a strange age gap. That's a strange one. And if you're 48 with a 19-year-old, dude, you were 30 when she was born. She can't throw it back that good. I'm 50. The youngest I'd get would be 40. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that sounds more sensible to me. And I know we're just talking about like one night of sex here, but if you're a celebrity in 2025, the idea that you would put yourself in a room with a young girl and risk that, you never know, you know, if this person is going to make up an entire story. Maybe what this girl's saying is absolutely true, but I'm saying you don't know if that happens, so you shouldn't put yourself in that situation to begin with. Crazy. I'd go 15 years older than me, but never younger, says Tracy. Yeah, I mean, 15 years is a big jump. Sometimes you find that person that can make that work. Mr. Predicto, is inviting a 19-year-old to your hotel room a bad idea?
There is no doubt.
This guy knows his shit. Is Joe Gatto in trouble?
Definitely yes.
Am I incredibly cool and also very sexually desirable?
It has been determined so.
That's right. Am I what one would call a sexual dynamo?
Without hesitation, yes.
Everything's coming up Sean today. What a time to be alive. All right, we're back in 2 minutes. How you doing? What are you eating for lunch? Kayla says, I can't go younger, I don't think, at all. Hello? What?
You are so weird.
What? What? My microphone is on. Just so you know. What? Why am I weird? What? You got something to say to me? What are you doing?
I think you should have to go into solitary. I think you would go absolutely insane.
Why?
You need so much.
I'm trying to talk to people during the commercial break. Get out of here if you're going to insult me. That's what you came in here to do? I'm turning the microphone off.
So families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others. What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Are you hiding your smile because of missing or damaged teeth? Solid Bite can help. With the latest techniques and technology, you'll be showing off your smile in no time. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now to receive your free booklet. 321-259-8000.
What's up, everyone? It's Greg Rosenthal, and I'm teaming up with the king of spring, Daniel Jeremiah. He requires me to say that. We're going to be bringing you 40s and Free Agents, the only podcast you'll need this NFL draft season. From DJ's mock drafts to my top 101 free agents, we'll have it covered for you with all new episodes every Thursday, keeping you up to date as we head to the NFL draft. Listen to 40s and Free Agents on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow 40s and Free Agents and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the
All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com, and you could send us what we call a dispatch. That's whatever's on your mind, whatever you want to hear us talk about. If you want to hear my take on something, you can send that over at thenewsjunkie.com. Josh!
Yes.
I know you said you were watching Severance Season 2 this weekend.
Sir.
So was I.
Sorry, I'm not talking to you right now. I was specifically talking to Josh.
Cool.
If you can you just kind of hang out while we have a little chit chat here? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna turn off my microphone and curse at you.
Thank you very much, Sabby A.
No, were you you already watched this, didn't you? Or you're currently watching Severance, Serena?
I'm currently watch the finale. As of
you
last night.
you already watched the finale?
So we're all caught up.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I've only seen the first 2 episodes so far.
Only 2?
Yeah, because I was way behind, and I said to Courtney, I said, you want to start watching this Severance season and catch up? And then when we went to watch the recap video, because it's been so long, I don't remember anything from season 1 of the Severance show. We will go to watch the recap video. As I'm watching it, I barely recall any of the things that they tell me about. And I saw the recap video was made 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's taken some time. I just ended up watching the whole season over again, leading up to the second season.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, the second season I have absolutely loved, but you have got to pay attention the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Follow the right people on TikTok that do the recaps and the conspiracy theories and the, Easter egg stuff.
Yeah, it's weird to watch this after watching something like the Adolescence show for me, because the Adolescence show is raw and done in one take, and it's very, very, very different than the Severance show. But after watching 2 episodes last night, you go to the grocery store or something, it makes me feel weird. There's something about Severance where I walk around afterwards. I'm like,
Am I severed right now?
Yeah. Am I the Audi? And I have an innie somewhere? And
that's what happened to me when I was binging The Sopranos. My inner monologue was full Tony Soprano.
He turned into like a mobster for a little while.
Can't believe this guy wants me to do the freaking next episode.
I don't want you guys to spoil anything for me, but I did hear that the finale is like, it knocks your socks off.
It's very good.
It's good, but it's annoying. It's always because it's a
too complex.
cliffhanger.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna have to wait probably 3 more years.
Yeah, it's too long.
Celine was
Severance
mentioning that it
people.
started production already, or maybe I'm thinking of another show.
I hope
because I
so.
also watched White Lotus last night. And
Same.
That episode was something.
Those are the 2 shows that are getting the most attention right now, I think.
Remember I talked about the incest kiss last week?
Right. Yeah.
That doesn't hold a candle to this episode.
Not at all.
It got weirder than an incest scene on the show?
They than a
All right,
kiss.
No spoilers.
You guys are weird. I'm not watching this stuff. I don't know what's going on with that.
You're scared to watch it?
No, he
I'm not
just likes his
scared.
SpongeBob.
He said, I
watching
heard there's no
SpongeBob.
19-year-old girls in White Lotus.
No, I'm not. I don't need any of that stuff. I do know that I saw this story this weekend, and I said, I can't think of any reason why anybody would ever be doing this. Jim Zollo is the guy's name who's at the center of this story. He is the 81-year-old coach of a high school basketball team.
81?
And he's 81.
Couldn't find anyone else.
Couldn't find another person to do this. And I'm going to say something. I'm not from the sports world, so sports people, be prepared to be angry with me, okay? This is not some woke take. This is what I think is the accurate take. Why is there a man teaching a women's basketball team?
Okay.
I think
Sean,
men should teach men's sports teams and women should teach women's sports teams.
Why?
I think it makes so much more sense because no man has ever played the sport of women's basketball before.
Well, it's just basketball.
It is women's basketball, which has all sorts of different things that they face.
Like what?
And players are not as tall. Nobody's dunking the ball. Defensive strategy is different.
Sure, but anyone that is familiar, I mean, not even familiar, an expert in coaching basketball would be able to coach men or women. Maybe take out the dunk plays, but that's been happening forever for sports. There are women who coach men's sports, not as often, but there are a lot of men who coach women's sports.
I think women should coach women's sports.
Had a lot of male coaches.
And men should coach men's sports.
Okay.
I think women are better leaders of other women than men will be. I think there's been other like problematic things that have happened. Look at wasn't there the Russian gymnast coach guy?
Yeah, awful stuff.
Yeah, and there's other bad things that pop up here. I think women should be the coaches for women and men should be the coaches for men. But maybe I'm the crazy person here. Let us know what you think. Here's what this coach did. All right. The 81-year-old coach goes up behind his players. Zola was fired after doing this. And the team Northville lost 43-37. And the video went viral afterwards. So here he is. He goes up to the players. He's behind them. He grabs the player, the woman. He grabs her ponytail and pulls her head back. I'm assuming her friend, her teammate next to her, reacts very quickly by like pushing the coach away. You are grabbing a woman's ponytail and pulling it backwards. I don't really know if there's an explanation you could tie to that would make sense as to why you're doing that.
It's the worst feeling. And as soon as I saw that headline and video, I got a little feral. Like if a man ever did that to me, oh my God, I'd rip his eyeballs out.
I think it's a weird move, man. He goes up behind her. She's not even looking. He grabs her ponytail and pulls her backwards, and I think he's yelling. And
that's insane to do.
The other teammate goes, no.
Yeah.
Bye. Not gonna work. He got fired for doing this. And when I watched this, I was like, I can't think of any defense of why this person would have done this to begin with. The guy is he's a Hall of Famer. The coach is this 81-year-old, and he's putting his hands on a teenage girl after a loss. Parents, athletes, everybody upset about this. And the questions are like, where is the line between discipline for your players that aren't doing well and like physical harm? And grabbing one of your players and throttling them like this? No. I don't know that this has happened to many people, but maybe this has happened to you.
But that coach shouldn't do it for to a male player, no. Even if they had long hair or any sort of no coaches should be doing that. At all.
They shouldn't be physically, touching the players like that, like physically touching them in such a way that you're like moving them around or grabbing them. If you're doing that, it seems to me that like something has gone wrong in the breakdown of the team. But now the guy's been fired for doing this. Have you had a coach like this? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to send yours right now. I'm sure some of you have dealt with it, but I think that guy being fired makes sense to me. That seems like it was real dumb. Let's go to you and see what you have for your dispatches. Here's Jay Rakin with a dispatch for us all.
Hey, News Junkie.
Hey.
I was listening to you guys talk about the age difference with people, and it's taken me about 22 times to re-record this.
Okay.
When I was 16, I started dating my manager where I worked, and he was 23.
16 and 23.
My best friend had been abused from the time that she was 4 or 5 by her father. He ended up punching me in the ribs in front of her, and she didn't say anything. And it turns out that he had been cheating on me while we were in college with her. And to me, it hurt more knowing that I introduced her to her abuser versus anything else. That age, you're just not ready.
No,
to
19?
understand. You just go.
No. And if 19-year-old people want to have sex with other 19-year-old people, it's fine. Go for it. Do it. You know, it's part of adulthood is doing these things. But an adult man, even though it's legal, deciding to invite a 19-year-old fan back to his hotel room is just stupid. It's just a really bad, dumb idea in all ways. Thank you for the story, J-Rat. Can appreciate that. Or Rakin. Don't want to screw up your name. Here's Leslie Joe with a dispatch about a new segment idea. All right.
Hey, News Junkies. It's Leslie Joe. We've really gotten to know Courtney very well based on how much you talk about her.
Mm-hmm.
I want to suggest a new segment for the show. It would be daily, and it would be called This Week in Courtney. Maybe that way you won't take all of Sabrina's next episode stuff. Y'all are fun. Have a good day.
Thank you, Leslie. I don't know about that.
Or like every day, am I right?
I don't know about that.
No
You
S
can't do
Warlock.
You can't do a This Week in Something segment and do it every day. It doesn't add up, I don't think. Yeah, I mean,
don't you think?
I guess one more. This is ex-swimmer talking about that guy with the very, very viral routine that he posted on X. Here we go.
Good after Monday start of the week, junkies. Hey, let's talk about this Ashton Hall, the banana peel face fitness guru.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest part of that video is go back and watch it and watch the timeline. Watch when he dives into the pool. He dives from the side of the pool at 7:36 and apparently floats in the air for 4 minutes and hits the water at 7:40. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Yeah, maybe not the most accurate schedule that this guy put out there. I'm just telling you, all the people who approach you and say they got it all figured out, this is how you can change your life with this new morning routine and schedule. And, you just got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And you got to go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning. All of these people are crazy people. They're crazy. Okay. And they don't have it all figured out. Their life is not perfect and ideal. All of these things are just some dumb thing to go viral off of. And it worked incredibly well for this man. It worked incredibly well. And if that's his job to go viral, then he's doing his job and he's kicking ass. But don't follow the advice of people like this. All these life coach types, how many times have you met somebody like this and you go, boy, they really must have it all together. And when the curtain drops, you see they're way more crazy than anybody else. Like their lives are.
And it makes you feel better.
Their houses are not in order like they pretend that they are. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from more of you. Jury duty is on the way. What's happening there? Well, we go to a United Airlines flight and something that happened on board this flight. We'll talk more about this Karen Reed docuseries and her case that is coming back around and what we thought of guilt, not guilt, and all of those things. We'll get into that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should have.
Tonight, they'll host the Lakers. Orlando coming off a big win over the Wizards to hold on to a play-in spot.
Florida's one of an NCAA tournament record 7 SEC teams to reach the Sweet 16. Gators will face Maryland on Thursday in San Francisco. And American skier Lindsey Vonn is now the oldest woman to medal in a World Cup event. She claimed silver in Idaho this weekend at age 40. I'm Scott Davidson.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit CrushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quick.
Back in 2 minutes. Thanks for hanging out with us today, everybody. Hello, Sean. Hello, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Crazy Drunk Cat Lady, Rachel, Josh. Hello. If you're on YouTube, hit like, subscribe, do those things. They're free, and it helps the show. And if you even slightly like or like how much you hate the show, then thank you for your service, number one. And number two, hit that like button and subscribe. All right? We're back in just about 2 minutes to Jury Duty.
For heroes in uniform like Crystal every day. With personalized service and a 15% discount over and above IDC's everyday unbeatable price.
I felt so warmed and welcomed, and that's just what kept us coming back again and again.
Are you a first-time responder or veteran? Join Crystal and countless others who've made International Diamond Center their home for jewelry.
Hi, I'm Crystal Caban. I would highly recommend International Diamond Center to any first responder.
International Diamond Center.
They will absolutely take care of you. I promise you that.
3 convenient Orlando locations.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Kevin, why is my auto insurance so expensive? I need to switch because my company raised my rates again.
I hear you, Jay. I had the same problem, but then I called Acceptance. They saved me hundreds on my car insurance.
Really?
Yes, Acceptance was great. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Do you have their number?
Sure do. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more for auto insurance? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance shop for you. By comparing and finding the best rates, you could save up to 30%. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Acceptance Insurance. We shop, you save. Restrictions apply based on Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos.
Around the country, and join us at any time with an email. If you want to be anonymous, put that right up on top so I don't go saying your name and your occupation and stuff, and you don't want that out there. Just let me know when you email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com, and Rachel emails the show.
Hello.
Hi, Sean, Sabrina, and C-Lane. Nothing about you, Josh.
It's me. Huh?
My husband and I have been tuning in for several years via Alexa and the iHeart app. Well, thank you for that. Anywho, we live in New Hampshire, and I started a food trailer business focused on soups. I want to borrow
I love a good
your
soup.
game of magnets idea. I have a decent following, and it's a small town, and I think people would get a kick out of it.
Oh.
Mother Hubbard's Ladle is my business name. Oh, that sounds nice. The food trailer is wired to our house, so my commute is sweet. Wanted to make sure I asked if it was okay. You guys make us LOL, says Rachel.
Rachel,
well,
you should have asked for forgiveness.
Number one, congrats on the business and keep kicking ass and do your thing. Number two, I mean, whatever. If you're new to the show and you don't know what Game of Magnets is, it's something that's been going on for a very long time. When the show first started way back in the day, in its current form, I wanted to get some magnets made, and I think I had 100 made or something, or several hundred.
It was the logo, no numbers.
No numbers, yeah. It was just the basic logo of the show, not numbered. Now they're numbered, and there's like 52,000 of them or something out in the wild, but this was the first one, and when we got them in, Courtney had one of the magnets in her hand, and when we were driving to where her car was parked, she goes, I don't want to put it on my car. Somebody's going to take it. And I said, why would somebody take the magnet off your car? And I was like, oh, that should be a thing. And then they did this Game of Magnets thing. And then the moment we launched, I think not long after that, we started with the numbered ones, and we did 1,000 of them. And the moment they hit the streets, people were videotaping themselves, stealing magnets off other people's cars, putting one on another person's car. Game of Magnets just kind of ran wild. So, Rachel, if you want to do a tribute to that with your great little spot there, the Mother Hubbard's Label restaurant.
Let's see what kind of soup we're making first, please.
Yeah, it might be good.
If you mean New England clam chowder, then you've got my thumbs up.
What is the number one soup? Like, what is like the absolute banger? Yeah, the top of the soup world, the king of all soups.
That's hard to say, but
why is it loaded baked potato? Right? Mm-hmm.
I would try anytime I have the opportunity. I'm gonna try a New England clam chowder.
No,
you know what? See how it is, and then I love. It has to be cheesy, like strings from the spoon. Broccoli cheddar.
Broccoli cheddar. Ugh. That's okay. It's not bad.
It's a bowl of cheese.
It is a bowl of cheese. And so is French onion soup. And that's why French onion soup is maybe the king. I don't know.
French onion is superior.
That's good stuff right there. Ashley emails the show, and she says, I think Ross Padgett would be a great addition to the roast, the Halloween roast that's coming up at the end of the year. Okay. And, I think it's a good suggestion,
More
Ashley.
like roast Padgett.
Oh, it just fits.
So Josh is out.
Bye, guys. I'm getting you another long-haired white guy.
I saw that you put the audio and video indicator on secret shows, Ashley says. Yes, you can see whether each show has audio only or audio and video if you are on the website, definitely. Got my T-shirt, magnet, and sticker. I love it. Have a great day and show, says Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Colin says, I don't know if you remember me. I'm Green Panda. I'm a faithful fan from the 5 a.m. days and your squeaky but addictive personality. Anyways, I'm a podcast listener because when I listen live, I miss parts of the show. So I hit a really sad day, and I'm all caught up on the podcast and secret shows and about to do my thing without new content. Oh, my God. I'm sorry that's the case, sir. But here's the thing. I mean, we're cranking out, 20 hours worth of content every week for you? So if you just get one day off, you should be able to have a whole new...
Put it in normal speed, too.
Yeah, slow it down even maybe. We'll sound drunk like that one person thought, but otherwise things will be fine. All right, here we go. It's time for it, friends. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. you can get connected with the best attorney around, because why? Mo's going to listen to you. He's going to take notes. He's going to represent you. He's going to show you just how amazing things can be. And get that process started by calling 800-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. A young woman from Georgia who had a mugshot that went viral has gone viral again with a second mugshot.
Good. Good for her.
This is going to be one of those ladies
That's
where
called branding. Thank you.
a lot of men are going to do the whole I can fix her thing, and I don't know. Viral Georgia sorority girl with glamour mugshot arrested again, this says. And it's got her new mugshot here. It says her name is Lily Stewart. She's been arrested for the second time in a month.
Stewart?
Guys, these are red flags. Arrested twice in a month is a definite red flag here.
For what?
Her latest arrest involved charges of loitering and prowling and obstructing a law enforcement officer. Her first arrest was on March 8th for speeding, with 2 separate instances of exceeding the speed limit. So that's what happened to her there.
Cuffs for speeding. It must have been.
Yeah.
Very bad.
It says she was the first to open the door at this place, blah, 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 blah. She hid behind a wall. Hold on. What was she up to here? In the early morning hours of March 23rd, they responded to an intrusion alarm at Tate Center. Campus security showed 2 males and 2 females entering the building they should not have been. And they were inside the building when the police arrived. They attempted to flee, and they caught her. She wasn't supposed to be there, so she got loitering charges. And the last time she was doing 79 and a 55, she got a citation. Ooh. Just minutes later, after getting the speeding ticket, she got arrested going 84 in the 55. And they said, all right, that's a trip to jail. Slow down. What are you doing there? But she's somehow going to monetize all of this, I guess.
I can fix her.
Bug shots and all the I can fix her guys. Guys, you can't fix her. This is very, very red flaggy here. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Karen Reed stuff. We'll talk about what happened on this United flight. We got another story about a Tesla issue. This was a protest. The protest going on down in South Florida. And at the protest, somebody ended up driving their car into the protesters who were pissed off at Elon Musk and Tesla and all that stuff. Did they have it coming, or is this guy completely out of line? We'll find out what the details of this case were. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 #1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic slowing down due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound between Hancock Road and Oakland Exchange. There's an accident getting cleared up on the beach line eastbound near Dallas Boulevard. That's off to the shoulder. Watch out for an accident on Semorin Boulevard southbound near La Vista Boulevard. Traffic starting to slow down on I-4 between the beach line and Osceola Parkway. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hi, I've got a circuit breaker that keeps popping.
Okay, let me go online to get you scheduled.
That's great. Come on, what kind of a low-tech operation is this?
Here we go.
You've got mail. I should have called Frank Gay.
When you have an electrical problem, you want a licensed and insured technician with the latest
Skull mic, activate it. I got to tell you, somebody TLDR this for me, please. Might as well weaponize you guys. I keep seeing the story over and over and over about the pyramids, and they discovered this thing underneath the pyramids. It looks like there's some sort of structure underneath the pyramids, but it doesn't seem like there's any there. Am I missing out on this story? Is there actually something to it? Because I don't believe that there's some sort of alien civilization under the pyramid, right? I'm going to cross that out as probably very unlikely. But there are so many people talking about that. I just TLDR it for me because I don't know what's happening. They did not find a Starbucks under the pyramids. But there's a Pizza Hut right across from one, as far as I know. It just seems kind of complicated. Like, I can't tell what exactly is going on. BDMXCon says it's one of the pyramids, and it'll be years before there's any new scans. Why does that take so long? It seems like I could do that faster. Maybe because it's like a preserved site, and they want to be careful with it. Big if true, but it doesn't seem like there's much to it. It's just like a bunch of crazy people thinking that there is an alien civilization under a pyramid, and that doesn't seem likely. What do you think?
Over 1,000 5-star reviews with a 4.9 Google rating with over 1,000 reviews, providing all of Central Florida with quality roofing for over 65 years. And these guys are metal roofing experts, meaning they build it on site for perfect fit. And they even have no interest financing available. Visit EustaceRoofing.com today and schedule your free estimate.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
RC Hill here. It's tax season and I'm freaking out. My accountant says I have too many 2024s and they must go because I'm paying way over appraised value for your trade regardless of miles or condition. And I'll even help you save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. Plus at RC Hill Mitsubishi, we're all about affordability. I've got over 200 certified used cars to choose from with rates as low as 0%. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Visit me at rchill.com.
Credit and $10 down required bank approval.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little ASCII. This is the new.
We'll peek back into your world. Come hang out with us. Send a dispatch. You can record a video or audio dispatch on the website. Do not be scared. We'll be nice about it, I promise. Plus, you look fantastic today. Send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. How much time is too much time in the airport bathroom is the question. And this is like going to be a massive lawsuit. There's a lot going on with this story.
Talking about the lady with the dog?
No. This is a different one here. Time. No, this was a guy. I'm going to screw up his name because he's an Orthodox Jew. And that's not because I don't like
You're doing it
Orthodox.
on purpose?
Yeah. It's just because his name is Yisrael Lieb, I think is how you say his name. Yisrael Lieb. That's the best I can do, sir. Him and his friend were on this flight, right? It's a United Airlines flight. Here's what happened. Lieb has filed a lawsuit claiming that John Harper, the captain on the United Airlines flight, forcibly removed him from an airline bathroom on January 28th of this year. It was a flight from Tulum, Mexico to Houston,
And when he forcibly removed him from the bathroom, it exposed Lieb's genitalia to the passengers on the flight. And the pilot broke the lock of the bathroom, pulled Lieb out with his pants down after 10 minutes, and had him detained upon landing because he said that there was a problem here. He was in the bathroom for too long and it was suspicious.
Why would the pilot do that? Wouldn't they, like, mid-flight is what you're saying?
The pilot was visibly enraged, they said. Yeah, in the middle of the flight. And he was trying to check in on this guy, but he thought too much time had passed. And so he broke the bathroom lock and pulled him out of the bathroom with his pants down. Lieb says he was constipated and needed extra time in the bathroom. That's why he was in there not coming out. But now they're saying, like, how much time is too much time in the bathroom? This could have been
until you get forcibly removed. Like,
yeah,
did we really need to do this? Or
but there's no way they go from 0 to 60 on this. Like, forcibly, nothing to forcibly remove. Maybe he wasn't being responsive or something. Like, it seems like it would be crazy for somebody to be in the bathroom. 10 minutes go by. Josh has been in the bathroom for 10 minutes, and the pilot goes, "All right, ha!" and like karate kicks the door open and pulls Josh out without his clothes on or his genitals. Or his foot. You don't want that happening, right? I feel like there must be more to what was going on.
There's a lot more. Also, you, Captain, have one job. I feel like top of the job priority list, and that is to fly the plane. So what? You got so frustrated that it's like, all right, co-captain, autopilot, take control because I'm going to go kick down this bathroom door.
That's right. Yeah, there's a guy in there.
That seems a little too much. That seems
He's
like
been in there for too long.
Was angry.
That's a big dramatic reaction, friend, to kick down the door. The first thing I would think if somebody was in the bathroom for a while was not that they were trying to blow up the plane. My brain would first be like, this person
blow it up one way.
They're blowing up the toilet. Yes, they're not blowing up the plane. They're blowing up the toilet, and they're having some sort of bathroom issue. Fine, leave them alone. But the pilot obviously thought something else was going on here and wanted to bust the guy out of there. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. As we go over to Palm Beach County, friends. Hello. And there was a protest at this Tesla dealership in Palm Beach County because people have taken to visiting these Tesla dealerships and protesting because of the Elon Musk stuff. The planned protest was one of a slew of them across the United States at businesses associated with Tesla. And attacks on property carrying the logo of Tesla are cropping up all over the place. But in this case, the protest was interrupted when a man named Andrew Doodle drove his vehicle onto the sidewalk full of protesters.
Was it a Tesla?
I don't know if it was a Tesla. It doesn't say here in the story that I'm looking at from the Associated Press. It says he drove his vehicle onto the sidewalk full of protesters at a slow speed, forcing people to scramble out of the way to avoid being hit by him. He was arrested and faces an assault charge. There's an attorney listed for him, blah, blah, blah. So they said that this guy is now arrested and charged with assault. You're not going to win that one, bub. Like, if they're blocking the street and you got an emergency and you're like, come hell or high water, I'm crossing. If I have to hit you, I have to hit you. You're in the road, too bad. That's one thing. But if they're on the sidewalk, I think you're probably hosed there, buddy. That's not going to work out for you.
No one was hurt? Or just a little bit hurt?
It doesn't say if anybody was hurt. It just says that he's been hit with these assault charges and people had to scramble out of the way, according to the Associated Press. We watched, I guess both of us, Sabrina and I, this Karen Reed documentary, which popped up over the weekend.
Fascinating. I mean,
little did we know when she had that trial going on, she had cameras with her the whole time.
I did not know. And I remember talking about it, and we discussed it quite often when it was in the middle of this trial. Mm-hmm. But seeing the behind the scenes and just like my personal just little treat is that I love the Boston culture. Mm-hmm. And just seeing how that all went down. And then at the end of it, knowing that we get to watch it live for part 2 should be very interesting as well.
Yeah. And her attorneys were so sure that they were going to win this thing.
They were so good, too. The prosecutor,
The prosecutor
man.
sucked. There's a new prosecutor on the retrial for Karen Reed. If you
I don't know how
this,
they're going to find a jury pool.
No, the town is turned upside down by this. If you don't know this, here's the Cliff's Notes version of what happened here. There's a woman named Karen Reed. She was in a relationship with a Boston police officer. The guy,
Johnny.
Oh my God, he seems like such a nice guy. His sister died tragically, and she had 2 kids.
His sister died. Husband
died too.
Died after.
And then so the 2 kids were orphaned. They were orphan bastards.
Like you.
Like me. And then the brother said, I know she would want me to do this. So he adopted the 2 kids. So he didn't even have his own kids. And he took his sister's kids on as his own. And he was like a sweet dude, as
Also,
best I can tell.
Fun little 6 degrees of separation. The dead brother.
Mm-hmm.
My friend lost her virginity to him.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yeah, what are the odds?
Is she okay?
She's fine. It was in high school. But to her surprise, watching the documentary, like, oh, my God, that's my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, really? And she found out he died by watching the docuseries on this?
I think knew he died, did not know there was a tie-in with Karen Reed.
Really? Wow. Well, this is a pretty explosive
That'll
story.
be on trivia tomorrow, everybody.
Karen Reed is a woman who is dating this guy. And she she'll tell you if you give her 5 seconds of dead air, she will tell you that she absolutely did not want to have kids. She did not want to be married, I don't even think. She kind of just wanted to live her own life and be single and do whatever she wanted. And she was big into her work. And so it wasn't really working perfectly between her and this guy. And they would go out and drink a lot. And it looks like they fought a lot. So she goes out with him and his friends. They have a whole bunch of drinks. And at the end of the night, they're going to stop by their friend's house. And when they stop by the friend's house, he never goes inside. She says she dropped him off, and that's that. And she went back home. And the state says, well, what she did was she got in a fight with him, and she backed into him with her car and killed him and left him for dead in the snow. And there was enough things like... It's pretty strange when you watch a docuseries like this, Sabrina. It was very obvious that Karen Reed was the person that was working closely with the docu crew, and that she was kind of behind it because this was very, very friendly to her, I thought. Like,
oh, yeah.
It could convince you that maybe she didn't do it if you watched it.
Yeah, and, I thought it was an interesting take, though. The final edit didn't necessarily say, oh, she's absolutely innocent.
No.
However, it did bring a lot more to light than I think that, I don't know if it was 2020 or Dateline episode that had a lot of the information. And even though it's still, I don't know where I land yet, it just, some of the stuff and the evidence and the timeline of it is so sketchy.
Okay, what was convincing to you?
The tail light pieces, the timeline of that was odd to me.
All right.
Where, even in the evidence that they were showing of the car being brought into the police station as evidence, and they're like, there was no way this officer was near the tail light in which was hit. And then her attorneys were like, do you see, that the word police there, isn't that backwards? So they had mirrored the image, and when you put it back to how it was normally filmed, there absolutely was a cop by the taillight.
Right. Yeah. There was that. There's a search that came from inside this house,
which had battling experts during trial.
We got to talk about that for a second. But her team has a whole conspiracy. They say that she was doing fine with her boyfriend. She dropped him off. He went inside, and then the people inside this house, they secretly hated him, and they beat him up, and then they left him outside in the snow to die. And they had Googled at one point, how long does a body take to like die in the snow or whatever? And that was another little convincing piece of evidence. But there's a point during this, and Sabrina was just mentioning it there, in this Karen Reed docuseries, where they show the state has their experts, and the defense have their experts. And the state expert was on the stand, and he's saying, like, here's how this car crashed into this person. Here's how they died. I've never felt sorrier for somebody on the stand.
That was rough.
The guy is like, he's so nervous, Josh. Oh my God. His arms are shaking. He's trying to like get a glass of water. He's like trying to drink his water.
He was freaking out.
Yeah. And he can't form a sentence to save his life, this guy.
And then you kind of have moments where it's like, why is he the expert in this?
He didn't seem that great.
He had an associate's degree.
Yeah, they go, do you have a degree in criminology? And he goes, no. They said, do you have a degree in any science field? And he goes, no. Do you have a degree in physics? Do you have a degree in math? Do you have a degree in, no. And the guy is getting worse and worse and more shaky up there. And you could just see it in his face. He wanted to run out of that courtroom so bad.
Also, great part is the trooper whose text messages he had to read out loud.
Bro, there was a lot of text messages.
Incredible and incredible at the same time.
The text messages that factored into this were twofold. One was, it turns out Karen Reed was cheating on her boyfriend with the very guy who owned the house where she says he died.
He was at the house. It was Brian something, and then it was the Alberts.
Yes,
that own the home.
And they make them read all these text messages, and he's texting back and forth with her.
He's like, no ass, weird accent.
No, that's a different guy. That's another guy.
That's the bald guy.
Well, there was two guys. One guy was high up in like law enforcement or whatever, and he made out with her, and he was like cheating with her. He didn't have a partner, but she obviously had a partner, the guy who ended up dying. And they had to read through their flirty text messages back and forth. And it was so tough to listen to.
It was definitely like older people flirting kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Did you want to kiss me in the mouth? Oh,
Courtney goes, it's so funny how no matter how old you get, these people are in their 40s, you still kind of flirt the same way. Sabrina, did you see that the text message was, she was like, I'm kind of into you if you feel the same. And he texts back, grown man, what do you like about me?
Yeah.
like a 5-year-old, what do you like about me? And they're flirting back and forth with these text messages. But if you haven't seen, it's called
case, man. And
A Body in the Snow, the trial of Karen Reed. Her attorneys were so much better than the state. Like, they had a really great closing argument and stuff.
But then the crazy people of that town, too, is something else, man.
The whole Karen Reed story split this town in half. And they got a guy named Turtle Boy in it. The whole thing is just...
Let me call him my buddy Turtle Boy over here.
Yeah. Turtle Boy's going to be in the second version of this trial that's coming up before too long.
Turtle Boy loves his life.
Yeah, he does. He's a big fan of the spotlight, this Turtle Boy. So check that out. A Body in the Snow, the Karen Reed story, the trial of Karen Reed. It's interesting if you're into that kind of crime, murder, mystery stuff. I'll tell you, I saw that 23andMe is filing for bankruptcy. They got some problems going on. And I remain a little worried myself because I did a 23andMe.
Yeah, you selling off all that data?
I got to tell you, it was crazy. This weekend, I got an email, and it was from 23andMe. And they said, hey, we've updated to include more things in your ancestry report. And I go, oh, okay. And I click on it, and there was so much data in there. There is so much. They said, this determines whether or not you move around a lot when you sleep. There was so many, like, mundane ass things.
This determines if you're an orphan bastard.
You probably. Hold on. Let me see if I could bring this up. It was such a wild list of things that they are allegedly able to tell you in these DNA tests. And I go, great, now this company's going bankrupt. Is all of my data and all everybody else's data going to end up leaking out in this? It was worth about $6 billion for a while in 2021. Now the shares have fallen to about $1 each, and it's filed bankruptcy here. I would tell you what was going on with their results and stuff, but their website is currently broken right now. I'm not sure if it's related to this whole bankruptcy thing, but it's not doing well over there. All right. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. We'll get to some of those when we return. We'll take a look at the markets out there. Hopefully we're making some money. And we'll talk about this pyramid story because you guys won't stop blabbing about the pyramids. What's happening with that? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on the Turnpike southbound, south of Hancock Road. Move over and slow down if you see police activity in the area. There's slowdowns on the Turnpike northbound before Osceola Parkway. Traffic's starting to slow down on I-4 before US 27 and through that World Drive area. There's congestion on I-4 between the Beach Line and Osceola Parkway. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Our iHeartRadio Music Awards celebrated the music and artists you've loved listening to all year on iHeartRadio. Brought to you by Jeep.
It's now streaming on Hulu for a limited time.
Bad Bunny,
Billie Eilish,
Glorilla,
Kenny Chesney,
Money Long,
Nelly,
your host, LL Cool J,
plus Lady Gaga,
Mariah Carey,
Gracie Abrams,
and iHeartRadio's Tour of the Century Award, honoring Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Streaming now on Hulu.
Ron White, live.
If your eyes go bad, you can have LASIK surgery and they can give you 20/20 vision. But let me tell you something, folks. You can't fix stupid.
May 21st, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. On sale now at hardrocktampa.com or ticketmaster.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. For mature audiences.
Outstanding product when you want pain to swiftly decrease. I've been using various products from Blue Emu for years. Blue Emu's Maximum Arthritis Pain Relief Topical Cream is one that I really like because of how convenient it is to apply. A small amount goes a long way.
Enjoying the News Junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you and your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Attention, if you've been using GLP-1 medications to lose weight or thinking about starting, now is the time to act. For a limited time, you can get $200 off your GLP-1 medications at Red Mountain Weight Loss, the #1 leader in medical weight loss. Our doctors are weight loss experts creating customized programs that help you lose weight faster, safer, and more effectively than medication alone. And the best part? Our GLP-1 medications are in stock today. No shortages, no waiting, no hassle. These prescriptions are compounded right here in the U.S. and tested in FDA-inspected labs, ensuring the highest quality and safety at a lower cost. You get doctor-guided care with real medical support every step of the way. Don't miss this opportunity to save. Book your appointment today and lock in your $200 savings before it's too late. Real doctors, real results, Red Mountain. Visit redmountainweightloss.com before this offer's gone. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart.
Skull mic activated. Your hair looks nice.
Oh, I brushed.
Yeah, good job. They said you couldn't do it. Okay, I gotta talk into this microphone. Hello, everybody. Maybe the pilot thought he was watching porn masturbating. I guarantee you that story is like the guy goes into the bathroom and then he's like kind of fighting with the crew. And the crew's like, sir, you got to get out of the bathroom for whatever reason. Maybe they're going to take off. Maybe they're going to land or whatever. And the guy just is being a dick. And then I bet the guy goes nonverbal. And then they escalate it all the way to the pilot. And then the pilot's like, if you don't open the door, I'll open the door. And the pilot kicks the door open and pulls the guy out of the bathroom. I guarantee you it wasn't like, guy's pooping, 10-minute mark hits, and he like flies on like Jean-Claude Van Damme and starts kicking stuff. No way. No way. I just don't think that's a story. Over time, you find that stuff just doesn't happen that way out in the real world most times. There was something that guy was doing. I'll look it up.
Unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Get ready as iHeartRadio teams up with the ultimate countdown king.
It's Rick Dees, and here's this week's #1 hit.
iHeartRadio and the Rick Dees Weekly Top 40 with 2 exclusive channels.
Catch this week's biggest hits as we count down to #1.
Listen to this week's biggest songs with Rick Dees and the Weekly Top 40.
And you can hear all of my legendary countdowns from way back, all commercial free.
It's the soundtrack of your life.
Search me, Rick Dees, on your free iHeartRadio app and listen now.
Radio. 104.1.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the News Junkie.
See a story like this, I just know there's more to the story about the guy on the plane in the bathroom. It's just a 0% chance in my mind that you have somebody on a flight and it plays out that way. The story about the guy on the United flight goes like this, all right? He says, according to his lawsuit, he was in the bathroom for too long on the plane, and the pilot came by and kicked the door lock and broke it open and pulled him out with his genitals exposed and embarrassed him in front of the entirety of the flight. Right? And that's his like lawsuit story. But the moment I read that during jury duty, I was like, there has got to be more to this, because there's absolutely no way that would happen. It just doesn't play out like that. Let's see what we're missing here. I love that we now have to talk about this guy's constipation issues, but that's life. An Orthodox Jewish passenger says a United Airlines pilot forcibly removed him from an airplane bathroom while he was experiencing constipation, exposing his genitalia to other flyers during a flight from Tulum, Mexico to Houston. And this guy from New Jersey described his trip through the allegedly unfriendly skies in a federal lawsuit against the airline and the Department of Homeland Security. They said the Department of Homeland Security people boarded the plane upon landing and took him away in handcuffs. There's another layer there, right? So if the Department of Homeland Security and everybody else involved in this all hauled your ass away and charged you with stuff, odds are it's not just some case where the pilot went nutso and kicked the door lock and got you naked out of the bathroom. Lieb and a fellow Orthodox Jewish traveler said the pilot made disparaging remarks about their faith. They said they were forced to miss a connecting flight to New York City while Customs and Border Protection officers paraded them through the airport terminal, placed them in holding cells, and searched their luggage, they said. The United Airlines people are not commenting because it's an ongoing lawsuit. It says, Lieb says he was in the bathroom in the back of the plane. Oh, this says for about 20 minutes, which is a long time to be in the bathroom.
Okay. I mean, but if you're constipated.
If you're constipated, you're going to wait, I think. Wait, what do the medical professionals tell you? Would they tell you just to sit there and wait for 20 minutes? Isn't that bad for you if you're in there that long?
Probably.
I think that's not great. Lieb said he was in there for about 20 minutes when a flight attendant woke somebody from a nap and his partner woke his friend from a nap and asked his friend to check on him. Lieb said he explained his gastrointestinal predicament and assured his friend that he would be out soon. His friend then relayed that information to the flight attendant, the lawsuit says. About 10 minutes later, so now we're 30 minutes in.
Good Lord.
Jesus. He's still in the bathroom. The pilot approaches the friend and says, "Can you check on him again?" The pilot then yelled at the man in the bathroom to leave the bathroom immediately. He told the pilot he was finishing up and would be out momentarily. The pilot responded by breaking the lock, forcing the bathroom door open, and pulling Lieb out with his pants still around his ankles, exposing his genitalia to his friend, flight attendants, and nearby passengers. They said the pilot then pushed them back to their seats while threatening to have them arrested and making remarks about their faith and how Jews act, they said. After the 2-hour flight landed in Houston, the men said half a dozen Customs and Border Protection officers boarded and escorted them off the plane, blah, blah, blah. They said they were booked on a flight to New York City the next day for free, and all of that isn't enough because they got a lawsuit now. Yeah, I mean, dude was in the bathroom for at least 30 minutes. It seems like everybody was saying, hey, we're going to need you to get out of the bathroom, and he just wasn't doing it. It's like the idea that a pilot's just going to kick open the door and yank your naked ass out of there seems a little too far-fetched to me. I think
Jew
it was.
comments.
I don't believe he said that. There's no way a pilot on his own flight walking down the center of the aisle.
Jews take too long.
Folks, am I right? The Jews always be acting up like this. Do people hate Jews? Yes. Are there anti-Semitic people out there? Yes, there's lots of them. But would a pilot say, "Oh God, Jews, am I right?" I don't think so. I think you have like a crazy litigious person here. But who knows? Let's go to you. People talking about coaches with that coach pulling on the girl's ponytail, and he ended up getting fired from his job, this dude. Here's 2 tickets to Pound Town talking about this coach.
What up, news junkies?
Hey.
So let me preface this by saying the coach that grabbed the girl's hair, absolutely wrong. He needed worse than being fired.
But
this has been many years. I played high school football, and in this context, it makes sense. I had coaches, all my coaches would, to get our attention, if we're being knuckleheads or doing something wrong, they would grab our face masks and pull us.
Yeah.
Or they'd grab our pads and move us around. I never had a coach physically assault me. That coach assaulted that young girl. Football coach grabbing a hold of face mask or pads and doing something like, no, that's not the assault. Now, if a football coach had actually thrown somebody to the ground, yeah, that's assault and it's different.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think grabbing a person, don't care, man or woman, by their hair and yanking them backwards, there's no excuse why you need to do that because you're a coach. There's zero that can remedy this situation. You were out of line. You shouldn't have done it at all. And he did deserve to be fired. But I get what you're saying. I remember when I was playing tackle football and I was on the Oilers, and boy, were we the worst team in the entire league that I was playing in when I was a peewee football player. But I do remember coaches doing stuff like that. They might grab you by your face mask and kind of wiggle your head around a little bit or slap you and hit the pads and stuff. But not this. This seemed like it was way too far to me. And one more for now. Here's Tangerine Scream talking about this Courtney segment.
Okay, to build on what that other dispatcher said as far as a Courtney segment,
I got the best Courtney idea ever. So one segment a week, maybe on Friday or something, I don't know, bring Courtney into the studio and have Sean leave the studio and just have Courtney dishes on
Yeah, let's
Sean,
do the segment planning.
like
Leave it to
unrestricted.
us.
That would be amazing and hilarious.
No.
This is like the fourth, this is what I think you guys should do. And I think fun ideas sometimes. Even we have bad ideas. But we're getting into a zone in which...
What's my motivation in this? Why on earth would I ever do that? It's a terrible idea.
I mean, I think it would be very entertaining, but...
Yeah, would the content be good? Probably, yeah, but not good for me, I don't think. I can't excuse that. No.
Speaking of content...
That's not going to
You're
work.
not ready to delete that yet, huh?
No, it's great. Why would I delete that genius piece of audio? Are you kidding me? I don't get rid of these things. They stay around. It's just like Jeb Bush is always going to be with me. All right? Got Jeb Bush with me at all times. Got Biden. Come on, man. They're all there. The whole party's here. Somebody says, check out the Drudge Report. Why is that? Are they relevant again? Is there something happening now?
You guys are friends.
Trump administration accidentally texted me its war plans. What am I looking at here? I know the markets are up. Drudge has kind of lost the plot. I think he's a little boring over there at these moments. 422. The market's way up today. That looks nice to me. But if I'm missing a story or a headline, hit me up with a link, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or send a dispatch my way. All right, we'll be back with the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I hope the 5 like-minded people that listen to me are equally as frustrated at you two.
There's 5 people out there who know Turbinado is about sugar and not a muscle car from the 70s. What are you driving?
Turbinado.
Got a big
400 horsepower.
Got a big block Turbinado. I'll blow the doors off that Ram, boy. Come back.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Today's going to be on the hot side. We're going to top out at 86 degrees after this mild morning. We'll see partly cloudy skies, and there may be a stray shower, even a thunderstorm across North Florida this evening. For tomorrow, we'll warm up into the lower 80s. There is a 30% chance for a couple of showers. Otherwise, the balance of the week will be warm and drier. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber. HOA and condo board members, fiber internet has never been easier. Blue Stream Fiber simplifies the switch, helping your community save up to 50% while keeping residents happy. Their step-by-step process makes upgrading hassle-free. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
Are you hiding your smile because of missing or damaged teeth? Solid Bite can help. With the latest techniques and technology, you'll be showing off your smile in no time. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now to receive your free booklet. 321-259-8000.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit. Call now. 407-337-5569.
Kevin, why is my auto insurance so expensive? I need to switch because my company raised my rates again.
I hear you, Jay. I had the same problem, but then I called Acceptance. They saved me hundreds on my car insurance.
Really?
Yes, Acceptance was great. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Do you have their number?
Sure do. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more for auto insurance? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance shop for you by comparing and finding the best rates. You could save up to 30%. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Acceptance Insurance. We shop, you save. Restrictions apply based on Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new Impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
We're back in the miller's yard who now use True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers made it their favorite stop.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Radio. 104.1.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com.
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Monday. Thank you for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. You can join us on the show last minute here by firing off a dispatch, and we'll work on those here in a second. Thanks to everybody who was with us for the show. But if you did miss anything, you can always get the podcast. Hello, podcasters. Hello. How are you doing out there?
Hello.
You get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. Great job, Josh. Always good to have you.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you, guys.
He's a sweet man. You look great. Everything was good with you today.
I know.
And we'll see how things go tomorrow.
Bad.
Right now, we're going to do the final dispatches, friends. So here goes nothing.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
No, not today. Gonna play like 5 at least.
Whoa.
6, maybe 12. Who knows?
Let's
Big
not
day.
get insane.
That might be a lot. Let's play a first timer here. Here's El Jefito with a dispatch.
Hey, News Junkies. This is my first dispatch. It's El Jefito.
Jefito? Okay.
As a member of the Jewish ethnic group, I just want to point out 2 things. Yes, I do think as a group we suffer from some gastrointestinal issues. In the same way that like blacks and Asians have a lot of lactose intolerance.
Oh, yeah. By the way, my DNA thing that I told you about when I looked at it this weekend said I was lactose intolerant. They told
That
me
makes a lot of sense.
Judging by your test, we found out you're lactose intolerant. I've never known myself to be lactose intolerant.
Also, did not give consent to test all of that. That's very strange.
I guess, I'm guessing that when you sign up and you create your thing online, it says, we will keep testing your DNA over and over and over again. They told me that I was lactose intolerant. And then there was another one that was really offensive. I forgot what it was, but it was a bad one for sure.
But I also know, as a bit of a stereotype, we are a very germophobic group. And I cannot imagine a place where a member of my ethnic group would want to spend less time than in the bathroom of an airplane.
True.
Let alone for 30 minutes. I mean, the story just kind of seemed a little off. And I agree with you, Sean. Unless you got a completely crazy captain, I just don't see how this is in any way close to what the guy is claiming in his lawsuit.
Yeah, there's
wiggly, pop, eat some figs and dates, and you won't have this problem.
There's too many witnesses, sir. All right, El Jefito, you're right about that. There's too many witnesses that have seen all this go down and would have obviously been very upset about it. So when I don't hear anything, it makes me a little bit skeptical. And here's
Hunting the Haunted? What is this?
Ooh. Hey, guys, I have an idea for a show. You can bring us on, and we can talk about the ghost.
Stop planning the show, please.
On a weekly basis.
No.
Just an idea.
You're out there going on ghost hunts still? All right. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. You do your thing. I'm not here to kind of talk you out of it, but I don't think we're going to do that on the show. You don't want him to do it anymore.
Stop doing that. Find another hobby.
Yeah, that one guy's wife almost killed him because he was a ghost hunter.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Didn't see what was right in front of him.
Here's Snafu with the dispatch.
News Junkies, Snafu podcaster out of Georgia.
All right.
Small suggestion for the show. And
oh my God, everybody.
I think Sabrina might have just found a replacement for Wiggle Wiggle Pop Pop, and that would be the Slippity Doodah. I don't think I've laughed harder in a long time. I love the show.
Thank you.
Love
I'll
you
take
guys.
a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember what he's talking about.
Eric Clapton's kid. It was the anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Which happened to be the same day that Zippity Doodah won an Academy Award.
That's a brutal anniversary.
It's a dark place, this head of mine, but sometimes it works. Sorry,
All
Derek.
right. There he goes. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Market's up today, big time. It was up 400-something points last I checked. Shares of Tesla, which had fallen for 9 straight weeks, were up about 10%-ish, right around there. So maybe things are going to look better this week. Maybe we can make some of those losses back.
There's less of them to buy now that aren't charred.
On the ancient Egypt thing, an expert issues a scathing statement about the fake news hidden city beneath the pyramids of Giza. It says a war of the ancient pyramids of Giza has erupted after one of the world's leading Egyptologists labeled the study claiming to show an underground city fake news. He says it's just not real. This is
because he went and looked himself.
No, he's an Egyptologist who says he's rubbishing the claim that they had found. This was not peer reviewed. There were not vertical cylinders 2,000 feet below the ground and spiral staircases, blah, blah, blah. The findings, which have not been peer reviewed by experts in academia, they must peer review them, friends.
Yes.
Have not landed well with some of the big names in the world of Egyptian archaeology. And I would tell you who the big names in the world of Egyptian archaeology are, but we gotta go. We gotta go.
Prince.
I don't want to
Fraser.
tell all of them are Brendan Fraser. True. What? They screwed up that Mummy franchise, didn't they? And they rebooted it, right? And then when they rebooted
Was
it,
The
just
Rock? I thought it did well.
Tom Cruise.
it was Tom Cruise. They wanted it to be this big giant thing. They got rid of our beloved Brendan Fraser, and they gave us this Tom Cruise schlock movie that
Watch
nobody
your mouth.
Nobody
It's
liked
not
it,
gay.
I guess. Unbelievable. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, March 24th, 2025. And here we go, friends. Today I Learned this, what do I call it? Production company?
Sure.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes is correct. Looney Tunes. I never had a big thing with the Looney Tunes world. I was not connected to it.
I had it on Laserdisc, so it
Mine was
just those episodes. Whatever, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what a Laserdisc
It's
is.
Legacy Media is what that is.
My connection was to Tiny Toon Adventures. I don't know if you guys know that one, but that was it.
That was available with an antenna.
That was awesome. I loved it. Today I learned Looney Tunes' Porky Pig character, the original voice actor, was a guy named Joe Doherty, and he had a real-life stutter that he couldn't control. It caused production costs to become too high as his recording sessions would go on for hours and hours and hours because he kept stuttering his way. That's all, folks.
I love that they were like, we're just going to see if he gets it on the 15th take. Nowadays, they would go with somebody else.
Allowing the stutter to be controlled and used comedically. And if he didn't have the stutter, Porky Pig would be terrible. It just wouldn't be a great character. Today I learned in 2012, as a man was cleaning out his great aunt's home after she died, he found 345 well-preserved comic books in a closet. He had no idea that she was even into comic books. Amongst them, Detective Comics number 27, the first appearance of Batman, Action Comics number 1, first appearance of Superman, and Batman number 1. In total, he sold the collection from his aunt for $3.5 million.
Thanks, Auntie. I'm baby.
Today I learned this song right here.
Oh, what a night.
I'll take that. Yeah, December 1963.
One of those.
September was right before that was the Earth, Wind, and Fire thing.
Whoopsie.
The Four Seasons hit December 1963, which you're hearing right now, was originally written about the repeal of Prohibition, but the co-writer Bob Gatto was forced to change it after pressure from the group. He then received help from Judy Parker, marking her first attempt at songwriting. It became the group's biggest hit. And I love this idea. Like, Prohibition's going on. They've blown up all the alcohol, and then it came back. Yeah, let's ride. That would be a good time. Today, I learned during the Great Depression, towns in the United States.
Sean? You pulled a lot of the same theme here. Depression, no alcohol.
This one is different. It's going in another. It's not really going in another direction. Towns in the United States created their own currencies that they called scrip. It's collectible. You can get this stuff because the national currency was so scarce at that time that people couldn't buy basic goods. And now you might see those in certain collector spaces. Today, I learned this instrument right here. Oh, man.
Bass guitar.
I can't hear it. Can't hear it right now, actually. Damn it.
Can't hear it. 808.
Snare.
Steel drum. It was supposed to be queued up to the steel drum.
Feeling hot.
Yeah, that one right there. It was created in Trinidad and Tobago under the British band African Percussion Music. They said at the time they banned music, but you could do it on these steel drums. It was like a loophole. And they would make them out of frying pans and stuff. And then everybody started playing them. And then boom, now they're huge and they're very cool.
Nobody stop us, man.
Today I learned this band right here. U2 is right. U2 opened for themselves at a few shows back in 1987. They were introduced as the Dalton Brothers from Galveston, Texas. They played country music while disguised in wigs and costumes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Chris Gaines style.
Yeah, they're a little annoying. They're a little annoying, but I do like some of their music, I'll admit it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
From the Clausman